Welcome to the Cultaholic Wrestling Podcast.
If you like a lot of wrestling on YouTube, join our cult. Hello and welcome to the harbinger of doom, the bringer of bad times, the oh no, the Cultaholic Podcast is on my feed. Something bad is going to happen as soon as they finish recording. That's right, it can only be Friday and the Cultaholic Wrestling Podcast. How you doing, Ross?
Lovely, Maffew. Yeah, it was just after we hung up the call last Friday. More people got released. The Cultaholic Wrestling Podcast curse continues, but I'm fine. How are you doing?
I'm good now, but that's been a few hours, and I probably won't be. But let's see how the anchor of the ship, the SS Cultaholic, is doing. Jack, how's life?
Southgate, you're the one. You still turn me on. Football's coming home again. Can't believe it. I can't believe it. Watching that match, right? Welcome to the Cultaholic Football Podcast. Watching that match, right? I've never, when that first goal went in, I couldn't my head was gone until the final whistle because I couldn't fathom how big a win it was and how bad it would have been to throw it away. So suddenly I was even more nervous. Oh,
I cried.
I couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe it.
At the end, where Southgate, the pressure of 1996 is alleviated off his shoulders. He looks to the heavens. He's just toppled the Germans after 25 years of hurt, Maffew. And he's just gone and done it. Oh, fantastic.
He seems like a lovely, lovely man.
Seems
he
like
really
a really
deserves it.
boring librarian, but fantastic all the same.
Yeah.
What professional wrestling moment must be compared to Gareth Southgate there?
Oh, Savage and Elizabeth. Or something like that. something. In fact, after the match, Southgate hugs Grealish. There's been all these issues, like, Southgate's not even playing Grealish. And he brought him on when the Germany backline was getting tired, and it worked to perfection. And afterwards, when him and Grealish hugged, that was football's macho and Elizabeth moment. Because, Anyway, you never know what's going to happen. I mean, we could get knocked. You never know in football. But
we'll probably get knocked out by the Ukraine. It's gonna happen. Yeah.
Anyway, no, I'm good, Matthew. I'm good. But yeah, you're right. It was a Friday, and people got released immediately after the podcast. So yeah,
Nick Khan was there going, all right, I'm ready to release these people. And his associate went, why aren't you doing it now? And goes, I've got to wait for the Cultaholic Wrestling Podcast to come out. So, all right. So hopefully this week's bad news will not be coincided with what we just talked about, because we don't get bloody blamed for England getting knocked out now, do we?
No, not at all. No, God. Oh, it's just wrestling stuff that happens.
Nick Khan has released England from their Euro contract.
I was going to say, thankfully we've got a 24-hour buffer from the podcast going live to the England game. So, that should be enough time for the curse of the podcast to pass.
Mm.
Good times. Well, let's wrap up last week's news while we're talking about it. The releases. There's a lot of them, so get your fingers out. Killian Dane, as we'll go through and give us a quick thoughts on things there. Killian Dane of Sanity. So if everyone remembers that super group that we all loved, because SmackDown sure as hell didn't, meaning Nikki Cross is the only surviving member there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Surprising that he went, because I thought the big lads had some sort of diplomatic immunity for a bit, but
and he was being used, but that doesn't seem to matter. Like him and Drake Maverick, I know it wasn't as good as it was at one point, but it was still getting used on the weekly on NXT TV. And it's a weird thing he had on WWE, wasn't it? Because he was in Sanity, and then they got forgotten about on SmackDown. Then he got brought back, remember, in his little singlet, and the internet melted because you can't be wearing a singlet when you're Big Damo, apparently. And then he went back to NXT and made some good stuff. He got himself in fantastic shape, I thought, as well. Inspirational stuff, but it came to nothing, which is a shame.
He said he'll be back, hasn't he? He said on Twitter, I'll be back.
He is good, though, isn't he? He is very good.
He is good.
He left his socks.
And you know what? He is the most, to just talk to. He's just he's the most, unwrestlery. He was just dead into board games and stuff. He's just a lovely man. Just a really nice bloke. So I hope he does really well.
The Bollywood Boys, a.k.a. the undefeated Global Force Tag Team Champions.
Are they?
Still have that. Well, they were when they went. They had the tag titles, then just signed to WWE, and then Global... Does Global Force Wrestling exist or not?
Yes, it does. I still believe.
That's a spirit.
Coming home. I tell you what, getting emotional. When Randy Orton tweeted they earned their respect long before those tabblers were involved in the attempted murders and whatnot of Randy Orton on a Singh brother. Oh, got me emotional, that did. Imagine that coming from Randy Orton, how big you'd feel after that. What a compliment. I
loved killing you lads every week.
I respected you before trying to kill you.
I did an interview last week for a lovely lad's thesis, and he was Canadian gent, and he said that in the Canadian independent scene, when the Bollywood Boys got released, it's been a bit of a because apparently they're really well respected as just solid guys that you can just always rely upon, and apparently that was a bit of a shocker. I liked them, to be honest. I ended up liking them. At first I was like, who are these boys? But then the whole stuff with Randy and one of them, I think, fell off the side of the Punjabi prison as well. That was really good. I liked them.
Fell off. It was pushed.
Well, yeah.
Marina Sofia.
Weird one as well, wasn't it? Because they never really got well, I'm about to say a fair crack of the whip, but a crack of the whip at all. Her and Jessamine Duke, it was a weird thing, considering who they were best pals with to begin with, because that matters in the wrestling. Mm-hmm. It's not what you know, it's who you know, isn't it? That's what they say.
Her and Duke like the Damien Priest, the Ronda Rousey's Bad Bunny. Now she's gone, it's like, what we do with you?
Yeah. So. Is Jessamine Duke still there? Or was she already released?
She was in the last group, I think.
Right, yes, sorry. Yeah. That's very unfair. Because, you're right, she never really got a chance at all. But, and I think she did a tweet recently that was like, I'm in the best shape of my life I've ever been in. And, and she's a mother and stuff. It's not as if she's some 20-year-old, and I just think, she never got really a chance to show what she could do.
Maybe she's tweeting out the kids.
I'm
maybe. Not saying you better clean your room, but I'm in the best shape of my life. Doing start. Arturo Ruiz. Sorry, I'm doing a horrible name pronunciation there. But I liked him. He didn't do much, but I just liked him. I liked the look of him. I liked the style. I liked the capoeira little thing he'd do. And I realize he'd been there since 2015.
Oh, he'd been there for a while, aye.
God.
He reminded me of Tim Howard, former USA goalkeeper Tim Howard, for some reason. Just the erratic nature of him going, I'm a big, hard man with a massive beard and karate skills. Just like Tim Howard. But Raw Underground, that's all I remember him from, because he looked good on that. But apart from that, again, it's another, didn't really get a fair crack of the whip, I guess. He seemed to have matches on NXT just randomly. And he had the big debut and then didn't have the debut. He had the vignettes and then didn't have the match or whatever it was. Just weird again. Why did they do these to human beings?
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, it's like, we have big plans for you. Oh, do you? We haven't written them down yet, but we do have them. You're like, all right. So, yeah. I think just was associated with Raw Underground was enough. Bless him. And Kurt Stallion. And I actually forgot which one he was, because he only made a handful of appearances on NXT.
Well, that's very sad, but it says a lot, doesn't it? It says that he wasn't really given a distinct chance again, I suppose.
What was your favourite Kurt Stallion memory?
It's almost as if, I think it might be this one right now, it's the only one I have, just us speaking about Kurt Stallion is my favourite Kurt Stallion memory, because I don't have any. It must be, WWE were almost wrong to have mopped up just about all of the wrestlers over the past 5 or 6 years and have this sort of happen in 2021. It's sort of, if that was a weird business practice to go by.
Yeah, that related to the other one that surprised me, August Gray, a.k.a. Anthony Green. It was something Snowboy tweeted. I'm sure he'd appreciate being name dropped on the show. We saw him.
He hates us, man. Sure. He's one of those that hates us.
He's one of the cool
got a Cultaholic shirt.
He does not.
Didn't want to see him. But we were at WXW.
You've seen him in the flesh? Because I just picture him as that creature on his profile.
No, that's him. He's red faced and bug eye. I'm sure people are loving this. Oh boy, yeah. Don't talk about the releases. Please talk about some Twitter account.
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry. Yeah, we were at WXW, aka the last event to happen before the world ended. He was on that show with Joe Gacy. He's still an indie superstar.
Before he got signed, right? Okay.
Yeah. Also, Joe Gacy got signed as well, and he's had a stint in WWE and been released, and that was only a year and a bit.
Yeah.
That was it. And the world hasn't come back to normal again. WXW isn't running shows normally. WWE is only just starting to do them again with crowds. And he had his stint. And he had a little thing with Timothy Thatcher. Timothy Thatcher beat him up. And that was it.
He was more so on 205 Live, wasn't he? I don't know. I don't watch 205 Live, so I can't comment on what he was doing on there. But he seemed to be a mainstay on there. It's just weird how Nick Khan's just gone, I don't care what you're doing on TV, what the ramifications are for storylines and whatnot. If I want you gone, you're gone. It's a weird, very weird thing.
Like the Aleister Black one was the weirdest timing. Because it was just after he'd done like a run-in at the end of SmackDown and returned.
Big E.
Yes.
Attacked Big E, didn't he?
And then he was gone. Weird.
Yeah. And I guess he did kicks, and that's a bit like MMA. So they saw Ruiz, Duke. All right, now get out. I think Nick Khan hates MMA.
Maybe there's a theme, yeah. It's like the opposite of Inoki. It's Khanism.
God, I don't like Brock Lesnar's chances then.
Yeah.
So that was weird. Speaking of bad timing releases, Ever Rise, who have been a lovely mainstay on NXT. I think making appearances at 205 Live, I'm not sure, but I appreciate them in their NXT stuff. And had just started a new YouTube show.
Yeah.
They were bringing sexy back, Maffew. They were bringing back the 80s cocaine promo, and it's been taken away from us once again. It's but again, they're one of the ones where you just see the sheer amount of people who work there going, like they were tweeting the Ever Rise rules thing all over the shops. It just shows how much they must have been like backstage. But again, they were different, entertaining, weren't they? But now they're gone.
I was sad about that one, especially because, as Maffew knows, I've got a bit of an affinity for sort of 2010 Chikara roster members, and they were a really funny tag team on there. Was it that they lost like a loser leaves town match or something, and then they came back? Well, they didn't. Then a mysterious tag team dressed in denim with sunglasses called the Bad Boys started wrestling. And then they took their sunglasses off, and the crowd all went, "Oh no, it's them!" It's really funny.
Yeah, Chikara crowd can be pretty good sometimes.
Yeah,
it's a shame, but again, they've got good reps, so look forward to what they do next. Araya Davari and Tony Nese.
God, they must have been there
Live
for
day one dudes.
Yeah, they must have been there for a while. Sam was gutted because Sam's he's like he was for a while, like our 205 Live correspondent, and he loved Tony Nese especially, but he loved both of them, and it was very sad. Tony Nese, I feel like he'll go somewhere else because he's got 12 abs.
Yes.
Disgusting, isn't it? Disgusting.
Yeah, it is. It's gross. Yeah. Ross hated Tony Nese. Well, they tried to turn Tony Nese's face, and Ross just wasn't having any of it. He was like, "How is he a face?
How could he be a baby face for someone like me?" Just made me feel pathetic more so than normal. But I feel bad for those original 205 Live guys because you never had. I don't know if it was just me, but I never felt like I got the chance to really invest in them because they were just the wrestlers who were slightly smaller than the other wrestlers. There was no real character behind the majority of them. I know you had Pac and you had Enzo Amore and stuff like that back in the day. But people like Davari and people like Tony Nese, Nese had his abs, but what else was there? Was I missing?
Right.
It felt like it didn't really get like the full WWE experience, if you will. I don't know what I'm saying here, but you know what I mean.
I do know what you mean. Ross, you're speaking nothing but buzzwords, but I understood every single word of what you're saying. We're in the Matrix. But Tony Nese at least won the title, the Cruiserweight 205 Live title, whichever one it was at the time.
Was that at WrestleMania? Because I remember us just... How can you have a champion called Tony? Tony puts the carpets down, doesn't he? Works for Carpet, right?
We were laughing at Sam because he was the only one to pick Tony. Not thinking, he actually watches 205 Live, and he'd probably be able to tell better than us if there's a title change coming. But we all just laughed, as Ross says, because he picked a man named Tony to win at WrestleMania. And he did. And his finisher was called the Running Nese, and we were like, the Running Nese.
Oh, I forgot about that. But yeah.
Schoolboy stuff.
I like that Sam picked that because it's the ultimate hipster wrestling show to be. I watch 205 Live. You should watch it sometime.
He was doing that in conjunction with NXT. When NXT was when NXT was banging. Yeah. And
Arya was really nice one time. He DM'd me thinking I'd started wrestling, and he was very polite and like, encouraging. I'm like, I haven't. So,
what gave him that impression, like?
I remember this.
This was one of my worst tweets I think I ever did. It was a photo someone took of Darren Corbin, indie wrestling superstar from America, not Baron Corbin, but there's a photo of the two of them together training some lad. And this lad, from every other angle, looked kind of like Maffew, or Maffew type before the long hair and beard. But there was one particularly photo and pose, I think he was about to get chopped, so it was like, where it's like, oh my God, that's actually Maffew's face. So I tweeted out, I'm starting wrestling training, whatever. because I'm like, everyone knows Darren Corbin's an American dude. I didn't know I live in England. What am I flying out just for Darren Corbin lessons? And it didn't go well because Araya was like a bunch of other wrestlers were like, yeah, well done, dude. I'm like, oh god, no.
People started replying to his tweets saying like, it's been a long time coming. Good job, brother. Well done,
Looking
man.
like you're in good shape. I'm like, I thought that was the giveaway, to be honest with you. But
I thought it was you at first glance. I had to scroll back up. I was like, no way, no.
I felt most bad, not just for the people who like then responded, you lied to me. I went, oh god. But also the one dude who was like, I think, I'm not going to bring up his name so people don't associate with it, but there was like, hey, it's that Maffew guy. Oh, cheers. 7 foot Maffew. It was Tony Nese abs. Oh, whatever. So, yeah, thank you. All right, yeah. I hope we can repay the favour by getting you on Straight to Hell or something like that.
Oh, I'd love to.
And Tyler Breeze and Fandango. Apparently Fandango had been, if you count the FC dub and everything else, since 08.
I read 06 the other day, Matthew.
06, bloody hell.
I don't know what's right and what's wrong, but yeah, it's a long bloody time, isn't
check
it?
while I'm doing this then.
But yeah, I was watching 2017 Breezango when Fandango was at his most stripperish pomp. Just like had that 2K7, was it 2K18 or 2K17 thing where you had Renee and Corey in the ring, and then Breezango came down, and just Fandango was, I tell you.
Is that the one where they're revealing the special characters on the game or something?
Yeah.
And he just starts...
I like games.
hey friends. Hey guys. It's really good. They're both really good. But apparently Breeze has kind of implied that he might not wrestle anymore. Because he's got his training school and, seems happy.
He's got the sweets?
Yes, he's got sweets.
Yes, he is sweet.
Is that the lads that he plays Uno with?
The 3 lads, isn't it? The lads who do the gamings and whatnot. It might be one of those cases like Zelina Vega. I'm just speculating here, where apparently she was making more money doing the twitching than she was doing the wrestling. Might be one of those situations.
The lads are Woods, Cesaro, Breeze, and Adam Cole. I think. Yeah.
I think the sweets was.
Sorry.
Breeze, Corbin, and another one. I haven't been paying too much attention.
I'm thinking of The Party, sorry.
Was it Sean Spears, the third man? Who's the third man? Was it Mabel?
In Sweet.
Was it
Sweet.
Shawn Michaels? I don't know. I think it was Sean Spears, but I don't know. Who knows? Anything could happen.
I was thinking
stable discussion before the AEW show begins. So
I was thinking of The Party, but The Party, they play Uno. They're the ones who play Uno on Twitch. And get right into it by the looks of it. Really competitive.
That is one game I get right into, by the way, is Uno.
I'm not... I think maybe I didn't grow up in an Uno family or something. I don't know. I just don't never really be... I know people who... My girlfriend's like competitive Uno as well. She gets into it.
That's how I got into it, because during lockdown last year, Kayla bought an Uno thing because I'd never played it before, and then we started doing it one-on-one.
Is she from an Uno family?
Oh, yeah.
It's got to be in your blood, I feel.
I think I've had a blood transfusion over the past year, and I have Uno, and I said evil Uno blood. I've got evil Uno blood flowing through me.
That was so like, I've got a fever, and the only cure is more cowbell. It was the way he said that was so like that. I've had a transfusion.
See, I come from a domino family.
Oh,
a little bit of dominoes, me. Yes, thank you, Fandango, and you're right. It was since 06, so 15 years stint there. People may forget that Fandango was very, very over around 2013, especially over here, where his theme got into the charts.
Yeah.
Imagine the Top of the Pops are still around. We could have Fandango playing the theme from Fandango.
What would he do? Because, of course, they have to meme. They have to meme on Top of the Pops. They have to mime on Top of the Pops, don't they? So what would he be doing while miming to nothing?
Lots of crotch.
Lots of crotch.
Yeah.
I was watching Hoddle and Waddle on Top of the Pops this week. Diamond Lights. Oh, my God. I spoke about this somewhere else this week, I think. I can't remember where it was.
I think we did.
Yeah. What a song. That was the Diamond Mine. The Diamond Mine need to have Diamond Lights as the theme by Hoddle and Waddle.
Hoddle and Waddle's the best name.
Yeah. Hoddle's well into it and Waddle's not.
Because Waddle can't. Waddle's got the dulcet... Maffew speaks about dulcet tones. Chris Waddle's got the dulciest of dulcet tones.
That should be in their name. The Dulcet Tones. I'm Dulcet and I'm Tone. But yeah, a lot of these people released on one day, and then a few days later, Tino Sabatelli, aka the dude who used to team up with Riddick Moss, the guy who got released in 2020 and then got rehired in 2021, was also released.
He was the source, wasn't he? He was the agent. Bum, bum, bum. You remember the guy who's going to AEW shows and then going, "Look, WWE, this is what's going to happen on AEW," or something like that. That was Tino, wasn't it?
Ooh.
I think I've seen.
Oh, you've been serious, right? I thought it was like some sort of weird joke.
Oh no, there was that guy leaking all the AEW stuff like early lockdown. I think I'm right in saying this, and I think a lot of people go, "It's Tino," and then he went back.
Ooh.
I might have just plucked that straight out of my rectum, but just in case it's not true, that is allegedly what I read somewhere.
There we go. Allegedly, there we go.
The New York Times insinuated that Tino Sabatelli...
Ryan Satan crudely scribbled that Tino Sabatelli was the agent. Go get him. It's not our fault. That's really interesting.
I think I've read that somewhere, unless I dreamt it. I've been having some weird dreams at the minute. I had a dream the other day that I went to Ashington, and a shop which is no longer there called... Do you remember Quick Save from back in the day?
Is that not a thing anymore?
No, it got shut down when I was young, yeah. Not been around for years. Quick Save's not been around for years. Went there to get a tattoo, I've got no tattoos, never wanted a tattoo. And guess who did me tattoo? Terry bloody Funk. Terry Funk was doing my tattoo. And then we did the tattoo, which, by the way, I don't know if you've seen Kurt Cobain's got this tattoo on his forearm, which is like a shield with a cane, I think it is. I got that for some reason. I don't know why that was the thing. And then I asked him to do a straight to hell afterwards. He said he was busy. And that was the end of the dream.
I'm fully booked with tattoos the whole day. I'm sorry. And then Tino came in with shades and went, "Hey, psst, psst, psst. Kenny Omega retains the title." Didn't hear it from me. But it seems like they've changed their minds on world domination and setting up NXT workshops in every part of the globe, which seemed to be Triple H's idea. Nick Khan's going, whoa, no, we're not. No, we're not. Why do we have 10,000 wrestlers under contract? No, we can get rid of a few. Which segues into some other weird news. Bea Priestley got signed to NXT UK after some rumours abounding that she was or she wasn't on. She actually appeared on the show this week, yesterday.
I think it was a vignette.
Yeah. Sorry, there we go. Premier vignette.
Yeah.
Which is amazing to me. So they're still keeping NXT UK.
Yeah.
They're getting rid of all these people on NXT on a show people are actually watching. NXT UK, they're adding more people.
I think the perception of NXT UK differs. You remember when news was coming out of Japan and they all went, "Yep, Ospreay's definitely going to NXT UK," and people were like, "I don't think you understand how small NXT UK is."
Right.
And I think maybe in America they also look at NXT UK as like, don't worry, that's just taking care of itself. I don't know. I've got no idea.
It is weird, isn't it? I don't know what else to say.
Yeah.
It's like, where else would the NXT UK, well, the majority of them, where else would they go? Because you would just assume that's why they're there, just to stop them going elsewhere, surely. But I don't know.
It's also the only place that's been putting on shows for the past in the UK. It's the only, place that'll pay you to wrestle in the UK in the past however long.
Yeah.
Maybe some of them have just felt like they had to. I don't know. It's absolutely gutted and destroyed the UK indies.
It certainly has. If
and
Tino
speaking
is
out,
now
obviously they were
officially...
like the two. Speaking out did a lot of damage as well, but that was necessary. Whereas NXT UK, not really. You could argue not really necessary.
No, it was necessary. Otherwise, that evil world of sport would have taken over.
Yeah, the evil trio of World of Sport, 5-Star Wrestling, and Defiant. It was like, we went, whoa. We've got to do something about this. And it was like, oh, okay. So if Tino is officially a secret agent now, according to Cultaholic's head journos, who now say that NXT UK exists because Nick Khan doesn't know what it is.
I think so. Yeah.
It's on the second page of this list of stuff that he does.
Yeah.
What would be the reason, though? Because it must just be like, oh, that's where Pete Dunne came from. That justifies NXT UK now. Tyler Bates there.
Maybe they want to grow it. Maybe they really do. I can't see it.
Yeah.
But it's strange because I think 205 Live got recorded this week. After all those releases, they still recorded a 205 Live this week. So maybe they've just got... I don't know.
Yeah, 205 Live is being kept because they need all the other people they've signed over the last few months. So apparently former Evolve stars Harlem Bravado, now Andre Chase, and Joe Gacy both made their WTV tapings debut during the show. So there's still a lot of people under contract at WWE that they need to use, so I think 205 Live is staying around for the foreseeable future.
Apparently they get paid quite a lot to have it on by Hulu as well, maybe?
Oh.
Apparently they're making money by running it. So they're going to keep running it, yeah. Even though they've got no wrestlers.
Fantastic. Well, our condolences to all the people who have lost their jobs.
Yeah.
And I hope they're going to be all right. And that's all I have to say. That was a really down note there. I just wanted to move on. But
yeah, fair enough. I mean, yeah, it is, but it's a sad story, isn't it? Because everyone's
it certainly is. Yeah. And sticking with that, speaking of bad news, the Patriot, Del Wilkes, passed away last night, age 59 years old. Best known as, the Masked Patriot. He had a run in Global, 91, that's where he got his start. He's a proper wrestler. And then is most associated with his All Japan Pro Wrestling run. Then he went to WCW for a bit. The Stars and Stripes in WCW. Some people might remember because they came over to the UK a few times. And he appeared in Games Master with Buff Bagwell. So, Patriot. But then, after his All Japan stint, he had a brief run in WWF in 97, which I think most people listening to this might know him from. And that's something I've always looked at and gone, that's so weird. Wait, why are you here? It's like, the Patriot, Bret Hart, the evil Canadian, money. Okay, it only lasted a few months, but the alleged, here we go, more Tino stuff here. The alleged story is that when they went to give him a medical and stuff like that, again, I can't confirm or deny this, but it's always one of these rumors that stayed around for years that he bribed or somehow told the doctor, look, say I'm all right. I need the money. Say I'm fine. And the guy was like, yeah, he's fine. He goes, all right. And then they realized, oh, this guy's beaten up. This guy's been doing All Japan for a decade or so. He is beaten well and truly up. So that's why it wasn't long after the Bret Hart title match at Ground Zero that he was left.
I mean...
So, any thoughts
on
Del Wilkes?
Well, he's one of those figures who's still fondly... Even though he was only there for a little bit at the height of his fame, still very fondly remembered, though, because of it.
I only know he was the guy who debuted Kurt Angle's theme.
Yes!
That's what I associate most of the period. Mm-hmm. So that's a lasting legacy if ever there was one. Because I only know him from that brief 1997 run, so... Yeah, rest in peace and all that.
Yeah.
I've just said that really nonchalantly.
No, I think...
What's he saying?
Sean Ross Sapp did tweet, we're going to move forward as planned with our Patriot Del Wilkes on Independence Day interview that we already had recorded, obviously. Complete with him saying he'd like to punch Tom Brandi in the face because I'm pretty sure he'd have wanted it that way. R.I.P. I'll be respectful here. He was very opinionated all the way up to last night.
Oh, so, is that because Tom Brandi... That's not because Tom Brandi was like a jobber and he's making a joke. That's because he actually probably wanted to punch Tom Brandi in the face. No,
I believe again, this is a thing that these ancient stories. Tom Brandi bought the rights to the Patriot.
Oh my god!
So it was like the Patriot, cherry, like cherry Coke. Oof, that wasn't good. But,
right,
quick look.
I had no idea.
Yeah, that just didn't.
Got you.
Yeah, I was thinking Juice and Domino there.
Period and cherry.
Wow. Yeah, did he not buy the gimmick, buy the rights to the Patriot? It's one of these things that I haven't thought about in years, but I swear he bought... Yeah, he sometimes wrestled as the Patriot, but Del Wilkes apparently did not agree with that. So he apparently did show up, it's the Patriot, Tom Brandi, and Del Wilkes like, what? No, I'm the Patriot. So anyway, you know what? Listen to that Sean Ross Sapp interview, and they'll probably clarify it, and he'll probably swear a lot as well. So, yeah, our condolences to the Del Wilkes family.
Yep.
Another thing that happened last week that we mentioned in the podcast and did some little jokes about it, feel bad in hindsight. Kenneth Mobley's brief run as a WWE writer came to an end on Friday after a podcast appearance in which the stand-up comedian admitted she knew nothing about wrestling and struggled to name WWE champion Bobby Lashley. And we did some jokes going. I actually was impressed by the, whatever, Bobby Lashley, something like that. And then she got released. Then WWE were keen to say, no, it had nothing to do with that.
Timing of it seems awfully like it did, though.
Yeah.
I mean, they said that other writers felt disrespected and stuff, which I understand to a degree, but I don't think they'd have wanted her to lose her job. It feels like it was because of that, essentially.
It is weird that you would do something like, I've just started a job. Now, the way social media works, I think any aspiring youngsters here need to realise, if you are starting a job, or you have a job, and you know some people, like your boss, and they want to add you on Facebook, don't do that.
Yeah.
Do not tweet about your job. Do not post on Facebook how much your job sucks. They will see it.
Yeah.
I think it's just good advice for anybody regardless of wrestling. It's about the story. I'm not sure if I've told this before. My brother, who doesn't listen to this podcast because he's a sensible person, he hates wrestling. He had a job one time, and this, I won't say where it was, but he had the job and he tweeted, but when he had a Twitter, "Oh God, I'm working with that censored tomorrow.
No.
God, I can't stand him." Went to work the next day, and the manager said, "Yeah. Do you know the guy you're working with today? Yeah. He saw that tweet because he follows you, because he works with you. Yeah. And he's told me, so I have to do something about you." And my brother, and it's why I love my brother so much, he said, "Well, to be fair, I didn't say his name, so he knows he's a..." Didn't work for him. Bless him. So, yeah.
To be, that is a shame though. The sort of the backlash she got after that interview came out and whatnot. Because it is weird that she didn't know the name of the thing, but you don't need to be a wrestling fan to write stories for a TV show. You can be outside the wrestling bubble to write good stories. I've seen, because we were speaking about this in the news this week. Was it me and you, Jack? Speaking about this story when she did get the release.
I think so.
I saw comments saying, like, because I was saying this on the news, saying, "Oh, Ross, that's ridiculous. You need to be a wrestling fan to write stories for professional wrestling shows." No, you don't. It's good storytelling. It's good storytelling, isn't it? No matter what it is. Macho Man and Elizabeth, to go back to that, that's not strictly wrestling, is it? That's soap opera. That's Coronation Street.
In my weekly feature on Cultaholic.com, I briefly touch upon this story and say that I think that you can have no knowledge of wrestling, but they need to closely work in conjunction with people who do understand the complex framework of pro wrestling to mold their ideas into a wrestling show. But yeah, I know, I mean, WWE apparently have quite the practice of hiring people from outside of the wrestling bubble just to get unique viewpoints and stuff. So that wasn't her fault at all that she didn't know about it. But she didn't help her own case, did she? But at the same time, I feel like WWE aren't being entirely clear about why she was fired. The timing of it seems so much like it's because of that, and they're claiming it wasn't. I just think that's a bit... I
don't know if you asked Preston for comment, like, what was the reasons? Like, she was stealing stuff.
Yeah.
She broke a window on the first day. She was rubby. But yeah, that was Jack's plug for his column of the week. Can we get that inserted in? That'd be fantastic. And yeah, you're right. We do need proper professional wrestling writers to talk about wrestling. Only wrestling writers can prepare for WWE's, we're going to have this character right? And then after 2 weeks, right, we're going to drop it and never speak of it again.
Yeah.
Only in wrestling. And the last bit of news, FMWE has its debut show this weekend. Hopefully it turns out all right. This is Anita bringing back FMW for the umpteenth time. The main event features Anita taking on Abdullah Kobayashi. And the way they built this on Twitter was Abdullah Kobayashi and Anita going, "Hey, can I have a match on the show? I'm only a few blocks away, so I can drive my moped to the show and I can wrestle the main event." And Anita went, "Okay, Abdullah, you can do that. But if you lose, we're going to blow up your moped. And you, Abdullah Kobayashi, will have to walk home." So if that's getting you excited for wrestling, I don't know what will.
I see he wants a match with Moxley, didn't he?
Yes.
Is that the same guy?
Yeah, I think he's the only person who's benefited from the Dud explosion a few months ago in AEW, because all people did was ask him about it, and he went, "All right, cool, time to get that gravy train rolling again." And now we have another FMW promotion. So thanks, AEW.
And Jake Hager is appearing at a meet and greet with Fedor Emelianenko. But the
on the
poster says Jake Hager versus Fedor Emelianenko. Yeah.
Who can get the most?
Wait, where's
payment?
that? I haven't seen that.
It was on Twitter. We were very conflicted in our news group on online because we were like, is this a fight? Is this not? Because it says Jake Hager versus Fedor Emelianenko, but the date on it is the day before the event, and it says come and meet Jake Hager versus Fedor Emelianenko. It's outrageous. Yeah.
I don't know what's the confusion there. It's clearly like an autograph signing competition, isn't it?
Because it says versus. It's a picture of both of them topless appearing above buildings facing each other.
Who can sign the most autographs? Who's got the largest queue?
Yeah, on top of a building.
Yeah.
It's like, but to be fair, I looked at the event. Fedor is fighting at the event, and his opponent is yet to be confirmed. So it could be Jake Hager.
Because they haven't asked Jake yet.
Yeah.
I saw he was waving on Twitter, Jake Hager, at this man, saying, I'll fight you.
Oh, fair enough. He'd get probably battered, I think.
I don't know, he took Wardlow down.
That's very true. That is very, very true.
He survived a shoot Hurricane Rana. That's one of my favourite things, that.
He did. Yeah, but he hasn't taken Fedor's shoot Hurricane Rana yet. Just saying. Well, that was a whole lot of news. Let's move on to the rest of the podcast, shall we?
We just spoke about wrestling for like 30 minutes straight there. I find that incredible. People kill us a wrestling podcast, who don't speak about wrestling. I just think we've shut up the doubters there. So well done, lads. Jolly good job.
Yes. Come on, England.
Well done, yeah.
I like to confirm as well, I was not one of the gas mask men in that stream. I had a lot of people saying it was me. It wasn't me. I was at home, banging on the kitchen counter. No, I wasn't. It was somebody else.
Everybody get excited for the Cultaholic Hall of Fame!
So that bombshell, it's time for the Hall of Fame. In condescending order from last week, oh god. Yeah, perfect week to be doing this, Matthew. Resident Evil 7, what a game. 8%.
You did choose the second most recent game of the series as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guess what my pick was going to be this week?
Resident
Sorry,
Evil-
idiot. Matt Hancock caught necking on with Aid, 45%. Oh, I thought that was going to win because that's all we were talking. That was the good news to balance out the bad news last week.
I didn't realise when that took place. I thought that with it being released just last week, it must have been very recent too last week, but it turns out it was at the start of May, which would have changed my attitude because that made me very angry when I learned that.
Oh,
Very
yeah, it was
angry.
more stringent lockdown rules in place at the time.
I had no idea at the time. I would smack that arsehole in the face.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't regret it.
And burn your hand afterwards. But the clear winner, Mark Hoppus from Blink-182, 47%. Very good pick.
Yeah. What, sorry?
I said good pick.
Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, cheers. Yeah, very sad news about Mark Hoppus. He's suffering from cancer. Hopefully he gets through it all right and everything. One of my favourite bands, and yeah, just seems like a nice guy. This week, I'm taking a more lighthearted approach, as is tradition. And I'm going for the Twitter account at BlueCane _. So I'm nominating Blue Cane. Blue Cane is just Cane, but like blue, like Attitude Era Cane, like with the full like gimmick, but blue instead of red. And he tweets things like, "My brother killed my parents in a walk-in freezer accident. I was left physically and mentally scarred by this event." There's also ones like, someone tweeted, "Who's the best technical wrestler in the world right now?" And Blue Cane replied, "I'd have to say Blue Cane." It's just good. And then as well, where was the other one? "I didn't freeze Katie Vick." Just those three tweets gave me a chuckle. I've not gone too far down on his Twitter feed, but just Blue Cane, yeah. He also did a tweet of the Germany fans in some beer garden thinking that Germany had scored when they just missed, and they all jump up and go, "Oh!" and then they're like, "Oh, no." And that caption is, "When you hear Blue Cane's music, but it's just boring, regular red cane," something like that. So I like Blue Cane. He's my nomination for this week in the Hall of Fame. Who wants to go next?
How can we follow Blue Cane? You know, I was wondering where that was going.
It's just so stupid.
It just came blue. Really... That's stupid. Oh, his eyes instead of flame. Oh, that's great. Different elemental Kane.
Yeah.
We're going to get Earth Kane and Wind Kane. My brother murdered our parents in a big old wind.
By blowing them off a cliff.
Strongest of wind, just... We're up for the distance like Team Rocket. No! Blow Kane. Oh, no.
That's, dirty Kane.
I shouldn't have said that out loud. Apologise.
Banging on the kitchen counters.
Do you know... I'm trying to think of a good Twitter. You know, I can't follow that. Let me move on. So, it's been another exciting week for Maffew this week. After I got told to isolate. After someone.
Oh, yeah. How are you feeling about it?
Oh, no, I'm fine.
Yeah, okay. Cool.
I've done the tests. It's fine. It's just because I was in the vicinity of someone.
Right.
And it was a weird period because there were the people who were even closer to them, but they didn't have the NHS track and trace. So, I had to isolate because I had an app. I'm like, hang on.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been Maffew beating Res Evil 8 this week, but you know, after last week, I'm not gonna bring it up. So, you know what? I'm just gonna bring up Tyler Breeze. What a man he is, and was, and forever will be. He's Bret Hart now. Tyler Breeze. I think people forget how good he was in the original NXT. Oh my God, this is a really good company. It's better than the WWE run of like 2014 onwards. Some of these matches with Tyson Kidd, Pac. And a little man named Joshua Liger. So, did all that. Then did the Fashion File stuff on SmackDown with a mocking Twin Peaks, and it was bizarre and weird, and all these other parody things they were doing that made international TV. He's got a hell of a face on him. He plays games. Yeah, Tyler Breeze is a little unsung dude. Wasn't gonna be a main event dude. Don't care about that, but there's that level of mid-card, awesome talent. Like, yay, it's Tyler. Like his entrance. Look, everybody, it's Tyler. Yeah, that was me. Every time I saw him. So, I want to shout out to Tyler Breeze, nominate him for Hall of Fame, and see if other people have the same opinion as me.
That's a good pick.
Oh, then maybe they'll go, oh no, it's Tyler. We wanted Blue Kane.
I've got the same opinion as you. I think he's very good. And very funny, both in and out of character as well. Yeah.
We can't forget Southpaw as well.
Oh God!
What did he do in Southpaw? He was the the sea creature guy. He had the sea creature.
Oh, he was the sea.
No. He had the guy. He was the sea creature's manager.
That's right.
He was the guy who bought the farm from Rusev's character. I can't remember. Big Bartholomew.
That's right.
It was so good in season 1. Fandango was good. He was he was John Cena's co-anchor.
What was Renee called? Wendy, Stacy, Cindy,
something American.
Yeah.
Probably the best thing Gallows has ever done is that you may have taken my eye, but I'll get you. You'll get my like next segment. You may have taken both my eyes, but I'll get you. Ooh. You may have taken my eyes and my legs, but I'll get.
It was so good. The season 2 wasn't as good.
I watched one episode of season 2 and went.
Too many of them got involved. They all wanted to be part of it then.
They all thought they were funny.
Only some of them were funny.
Only some of them were funny.
Impressive Pelvis Wesley was funny.
There's not even a leap year this year. Oh, I'm ruined. Nice. Ross, what have you got for us?
I'm going to call mine Andrew Hodkinson, real life heel. Because this story... I'm sure he won't mind me telling the story because ultimately it's nothing. Ultimately, it's the fault of the officers upstairs. So,
I love it.
It's a Cultaholic, right? We have an office where we have a communal front door, and we share the communal front door with 2 other offices. I think it is next door. Is it, Jack? I've never been upstairs next door.
I think they own both the first and second floor offices, and we have the ground floor office.
So you got Cultaholic on the ground floor, this other company, walk up up the stairs, past our front door and into their offices upstairs. Yeah. So of an evening, when the last man out of Cultaholic leaves, naturally they should check upstairs to see if someone's still in upstairs to make sure not to put the shutter down and hypothetically lock them in the building. Even though the people, if they are locked in the building, can open the shutter and the door from the inside. It's not an issue whatsoever. Unless, of course, they don't have a key to lock up once they're back outside, if you know what I'm trying to say. So Andrew, right, I went in the office on Monday afternoon it was to get a microphone to bring home because I was like, I'm not working in that office after that stream that Adam was in, that pool of whatever it was over the weekend, because it'll smell and I don't fancy that, we're having to walk through that to get to the upstairs office at Cultaholic every single day of the week. So I was like, I'll go in, there'll be no one there by sort of 4 p.m. I'll get my microphone, I'll go home. Andrew was there, right, doing the cleaning up. I felt a bit sorry for him, so I joined in. We did the cleaning up and he went home and he put the shutter down next door because Andrew works in the next door office. And inadvertently, Andrew locked. I don't know how many people it was, Jack. Can you remember?
I don't know how many people it was.
He locked. I say he locked in inverted commas. He locked people in the building, even though they could have got out from the inside if they wanted to. But they sent an angry email to the owners of the buildings. Here.
Yeah, not to us, to the landlords.
To the landlords, and the landlords emailed our company email saying, "Why did you lock these people in? How dare you? Please be more considerate," and all this stuff afterwards.
They'll have keys.
They will. It wasn't an issue whatsoever. That's why I don't think Andrew will mind us telling this story. But it was just the fact where I just like put in the chat, haha, Andrew real life heel, and then Andrew was like, oh my god, it actually was me. And just that moment of Andrew realizing he's an actual real life heel, it's left me reconsidering everything I've learned so far about Andrew Hodkinson. Maybe the Yorkshire pudding footage was actually real, but that story was fantastic because Andrew didn't realize he was a real life heel, but then in that moment realized he is actually an arse.
There's a part 2 to the story as well. Because the next day, Patriot was like, obviously, guys, just watch if there's anyone upstairs when... Because with so many of us working from home and stuff, we're all scattered about. He just put a general message in the group saying, like, obviously there's a lot of new people who are going to be starting when we all can meet again and stuff. And just to be aware, just everyone, please do check that you've not locked the door if there's still people in the upstairs office. Tom Campbell goes... I just went in this morning and I've locked the door. And then, because I live closest, I had to run in like Solid Snake and just sneakily unlock the door. But I didn't know if they had actually had people in or not. So there's me sneaking upstairs. I go to the first floor and I'm like, hello? And I open the door a bit, no one comes out. Go to the second floor, same thing. This one middle-aged, very confused woman. She's like, what do you want? Obviously I'm masked up and everything. And I'm like, oh, it's just for and I tried it. I felt like, when you meet your girlfriend's mum for the first time, I was trying to be like, oh, sorry, Mrs. whatever. And we had a laugh about it. And then I got out of there. So can't wait for part 3. Because I realised when I was talking to her, she didn't realise we'd locked them in again. She just thought I was talking about yesterday. So I just pretended I was. I was like, I came in to unlock the shutter, and she was like, yeah, we were very confused, yeah. And I was like, yeah. And then just left, because she had no idea that I meant we'd done it again. Yeah. So it was weird.
So
I thought it could be a lot worse and could have been, well, we locked them in the room with the pool of death. And they're like, banging, let us out. And then Andrew pulled back the shutters to reveal just his face going, and then shut it. But no, that was a good story. We'll probably win this week because I'd vote for it.
Adam's gonna do himself a mischief one of these days. These challenges are getting silly.
Mate, I couldn't watch it. I saw a bit because Tom started tweeting some bits, and I saw it and went, "Oh, nah."
Yeah, it wasn't for me.
Nah. I'm sure it was a success. I hope it was anyway. I almost hope it wasn't, so he stops doing it. People seem to enjoy it. Maybe I should have nominated for Hall of Fame this week, but I couldn't stomach.
It was
any of it. I could smell it looking at it on the screen.
ASMR-y, if that's a term, wasn't it? Like the plops, the dripping.
The plops.
It was very. I didn't realise it was going to be so noisy. Yeah, but all the credit to him for putting himself through that. 24 hours is a long time. Never mind being sat in a pool of really smelly stuff, because the office did still reek. So God knows what it was like when the pool was actually in there. So yeah. That was a brand new office as well for us. That was the first thing we did in there.
That's a new room. Yeah,
make a mess of it and trash it. Yeah, so that's how we run this company.
Next time, if it happens, you should do it in the car park.
24 hours.
If only the internet stretched that far.
True.
A little cable coming out. Oh, Well, those are three mighty picks to the Hall of Fame this week. Jack's nominated Blue Cane.
Blue Cane.
He needed the money. Tyler Breeze. That's me. And Ross Dwiddell nominates Andrew Hodgkin, a.k.a. Real Life Heel.
Hodkinson.
I always make that. I always think Hodgkinson because I already know Hodges,
no.
but it's Hodkinson.
Hodkinson. Very sorry.
It's another example of him being a real life heel, just making his name slightly different to be difficult.
Yeah.
I feel like there's loads in the northeast of Hodgkinsons and Hodges and and then it seems like the G gets lost somewhere around Middlesbrough, and then you get to Andrew's neck of the woods, and he's just Hodkinson. Oh, I'm Andrew Hodkinson. Sorry.
So I call him Andrew the Get, and
just call him Andrew Dingle. It's better. It's just easier.
Andrew Dingle.
Those are your picks, and yours alone. If you go to patreon.com/cultaholic and start voting now, you too can decide who is in next week's Hall of Fame.
This week in the wrestling. It's this bloody week in the wrestling.
This week in wrestling.
Let's fly through these, lads, because there was a lot.
Yay.
There was a lot because there was 2 Dynamites this week. So
It certainly was. Yeah. It's a lot of bang. SmackDown. Jimmy Uso tells Roman that he got in touch with Jay, who is refusing to come back to SmackDown. Jimmy says he can replace Jay as Roman's right-hand man, but Roman is doubtful and tells him to prove it. Ooh. Bianca Belair cuts a promo celebrating her win over Bayley and says she hopes this will inspire kids to overcome their own bullies. She's interrupted by Rollins, who says he can relate because he overcame his haters and trolls to beat Cesaro.
Rollins the Rat?
Yeah, Rollins.
Yes, the song by Limp Bizkit came up.
Pete Rollins.
Bayley arrives too, followed by Cesaro, and we get a mixed tag match. Seth and Bayley win, with Bayley pinning the champ.
Yes. Boo.
Boo. Backstage, Rollins, as he's sometimes known, approaches Adam Pearce and Sonya Deville with the idea of being Roman's next challenger. They consider it.
I want that to happen, actually. I think Seth will say, I've beaten you before, Roman, and then Roman will destroy him. I think it'll be a fun story.
I've got a crucial detail to throw your way.
Oh,
at the final segment of SmackDown, which we'll speak about when we get there. But yeah, I've got to pick a bone with Jimmy Uso. Why was Jimmy Uso so confused that he had to convince Roman Reigns that he was loyal to the tribal chief? After Jimmy Uso's been running around going, I ain't nobody's bitch for so long. Of course Roman Reigns is going to have his doubts, Jimmy. What's wrong with you silly man? Fall back in line, son. Sit down the side of the table. And a shout out as well to Rollins and Cesaro, who, when I was watching SmackDown and I saw that initial clothesline that Cesaro did to Rollins over the top rope, and without even doing anything different, somehow he took Rollins' coat jacket off, his suit jacket off, in one. Their sex life must be so exciting. Because imagine how they would get undressed before doing the hibbity-dibbity. That was my thought, and I don't care if it sounds weird. But just it's not the first time it's happened where Rollins he's been doing the swing and his jacket's flown off in the process of doing that. They had the trousers getting ripped when he was doing the ding-dong hello thing. That was a different kind of ding-dong coming out there. But this week, doing the clothesline over the top rope, jacket comes off. So what they must be doing in the build-up to the coitus, I've got no idea. Fantastic.
Was the
Ross,
jacket coming off?
You are horned up this week.
It's because it's coming home, Maffew. It's got me going. Gareth Southgate turns me on. Football's coming home again, as the song goes.
Was that Ross Tweddle's move of the week yet or not?
It wasn't. No, that was runner-up. It's highlighted in yellow on my notes here.
Oh, so it was actually runner-up?
It was the runner-up.
I was only joking, but fair enough.
It was incredible how they did it in one smooth motion, though. Must be, yeah.
Fluid
Do
wrestling.
you reckon Cesaro still has that suit just to go, hey? And he dives in there. Do you remember the suit he came back?
Oh.
Was it like 2016? Was it sort of time? Oh, fantastic.
Tell you what was
Shade.
a wholesome moment was Cesaro celebrating Switzerland's victory over France, and Sheamus had been watching it with him on Zoom or on FaceTime or whatever, and I was like, ah. And Sheamus was wearing a Switzerland top.
Yes,
That's
we
lovely.
are watching that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yes. Oh, what a great moment that was. We head to the ring for the coronation of King Sasuke Nakamura.
Kingsuke.
Oh, it's Kinsuke.
Made me
Not
itch.
King Sas, not like the great Sasuke.
Kingsuke.
Kinsuke. Okay, cool.
Kinsuke Nakamura. Made me
Tell I
itch.
didn't fast forward this bit. Rick Boogs crowns him as a sad Baron Corbin watches backstage.
That's all that happened.
Can I just say, I felt bad for Corbin here.
Oh, no.
He wasn't acting like a petulant child. Because I don't know if it was just me having flashbacks to disappointing moments in my childhood, but it was just like, what's the point? I'm going home. I'm crap me now. I've lost my crown. I felt really bad for him. It's like if he was going, oh no, this isn't fair. I'm Baron Corbin. I'm the real king. I'm like, yeah, you're a professional wrestling heel, you. But the way he acted, I felt like I just wanted to put an arm around him and say, it's going to be okay, Baron. It's going to be okay.
So rumour has it the WWE have filed a trademark for the ring name Happy Corbin, which
I did see this.
Which might be linked to this.
He's going to be a golfer.
Yes. Is he going to turn face? Is that what's what happened? Because it seemed like it was designed to make us feel sorry for him. Yeah.
I think there is an interesting babyface in there for Baron Corbin, you know, because he's you follow him on Instagram, and I've said this before on the podcast. He's such an interesting guy. All the stuff he collects, all the meat he cooks, the dogs he has, the skulls he's got in that room in his house. Oh,
the sex he has.
Yeah.
Oh, do you reckon he does it in his... I'm not going to talk... I'm just being weird now.
You know he's not got his crown anymore.
No. I was going to say his waistcoat from the
Oh, right.
Yeah, that's what we're thinking.
I think Rick Boogs is coming across like a bit of an arse.
He gets me hyped, Rick Boogs.
Yeah.
Oh,
he does.
The blood gets pumping. I want to go to an AC/DC concert when I see Rick Boogs. AC and DC.
Both
together at
last. Shinsuke looked immaculate in his new gear, though. There's certain wrestlers who, when they put on white gear, they look fantastic. And Shinsuke Nakamura can join the likes of Seth Rollins in that very exclusive club.
And Ted DiBiase.
Have you seen the video? It's like from like that WrestleMania 24 or whatever event it was that Seth wore white. I think it was SummerSlam, maybe.
SummerSlam 2015.
Yeah. And he turns the corner, and he's ready for his match and everything. Stephanie McMahon's there, and she's like shocked. She's like, "Oh wow, look at you!" It was like the start of it. No, it wasn't. No, never mind.
To be fair, if you squint really hard, I reckon Seth Rollins looks a bit like Triple H in the year 2001. If you squint really hard and
shoot your eyes
a really far distance away, it's
Maybe.
Triple H that, and then he starts speaking, and it's not Triple H.
Yeah. I am the game. Baron Corbin says he didn't just lose his crown, he lost his investments and life savings too. How?
Because you got to get the insurance out on the crown just in case something happens. So he's lost.
We're speaking from personal experience.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Oh yeah. There's £1.20 crowns from Amazon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Aye.
Well, I mean, it makes sense. When you stopped putting the crown on, you became Happy Ross.
It was soul destroying.
But if he does babyface, becomes the WWE babyface version of Baron Corbin, it will be hilarious how bad it'll be. Hi, I'm Happy Corbin.
What?
I'm here. And he's there coming out smiling, high-fiving the
it might be an
screens of the
ironic one.
Thunderdome.
Maybe it'll because he's sad.
If it's an ironic one, that's fine, but if they do it like that, it's Shorty G and Happy Corbin, the worst named tag team you've ever seen.
Dewdrop.
I was just about to say it sounds like to me Happy Corbin sounds like a device that Nakamura might use to extract the Michael out of Baron Corbin, but then you just said Dewdrop. And while they've worked into something where Eve Marie has called Piper Niven Dewdrop, and that makes sense in the storyline and whatnot with her belittling Piper Niven, Piper's changed her handle on Twitter, which tells me that wasn't the original plan. Because you wouldn't do that if it was just a plot point to then have Piper Niven built up, surely. But we'll speak about that more later on.
I can't wait for that. Big E and Apollo Crews wrestle yet again. This time in the Money in the Bank qualifier. Big E wins. A winner of the champ. Backstage, Sami Zayn is informed he will face Kevin Owens in a qualifier next week. He angrily confronts Adam Pearce, who makes it a last man standing match. I thought Owens was taking time off.
Is it worth it? I'm asking. Is it worth it? Is a slot in Money in the Bank worth a last man standing match? Because I would argue it's not.
The hell of a last man standing match, yeah.
But I think Jack mentioned on the podcast a stat, and I don't know if this is building on it or if I'm just saying the same thing. But Big E's last match that didn't involve Apollo was on March the 12th, which was 9 straight televised matches ago.
Yes, I think that still applies. I don't think he's wrestled anyone not Apollo.
No.
Sometimes he's had like tag matches where one of the other teams, but it's always Apollo Crews is always in there.
9 matches in a row.
And it's Apollo in the ring because his theme music goes, Apollo!
Yep.
Yeah, you do, yeah.
Yeah, you do.
Well, I don't yeah, you do.
It's his catchphrase. He just yells, Apollo!
Okay.
We saw a move in this match where you need to go back and watch this because Apollo tried to pin Big E after simply just placing him down on the mat. He put him down on the mat like a baby in a cradle and then tried to pin him. Which we've all tried to do with babies, haven't we? Haven't we, lads? Try to pin babies in cradles?
No, but I've laid a baby down. I know what you mean. I've put one on the...
I've never done that, me. I've never picked up a baby.
Oh, it's terrifying at first.
Yeah,
You're like, oh, this thing's important. You just get a sense of this thing is very important, and I can't be... Oh.
You know when Great Khali puts the vice on Rey Mysterio? I'd be feeling like the Great Khali in that situation, I think.
Okay.
No, babies are fine 'cause it's just like very gentle. Toddlers are the worst because not only are they gentle and fragile, they're also the fastest things on the planet Earth.
I thought you were going to say they're also arseholes.
Well, yeah, the two. But, you blink and you're like the other side of the room. You're like, wait, no, come back.
Yeah.
No, don't go looking for the deadliest part of the room. No. So...
My girlfriend's just got a hamster, and this hamster, right, is just waiting for an accident. Like, it's so... First of all, it's huge. It's like a massive hamster, right? And it was just running around, and I was like, please keep an eye on the hamster. And then I went to, like, pour a glass of water or something. I came back in, the hamster was back in its cage, and she went, we've had an accident. And I went, what's happened there? The hamster, and she let it run on the arm of the sofa, and it had nearly fallen off the arm of the sofa, but it was so fat, it got stuck in between the sofa and whatever's next to the sofa, and she had to, like, grab it by its feet and, like, pull it back out. That poor hamster's not... It's too excited, that hamster. Oh. Sushi is the name of my girlfriend's hamster, everyone, if you want to... Maybe she'll make an Instagram for it or something, I don't know.
Foreshadowing, eh? Foreshadowing.
Yeah.
Nice meal after it passes.
No, they are. No. Oh, God.
Oh, join the stable of giant animals, right? We've had Wee Fat Dog, Long Boy the Duck.
But if the hamster was smaller, if it was a smaller breed of hamster or whatever, it would have fallen and possibly really hurt itself. So it actually got saved. But, Anyway, sorry.
Imagine a big fat hamster falling off. Was there a crash pad nearby?
What were we talking about? Sorry about that.
Sami Zayn,
Sami Zayn,
Big E, Apollo Crews.
The last man standing match, is it worth it to be in a Money in the Bank qualifier? I would argue that Sami's been forced into the last man standing match, and Kev will always want to beat up Sami Zayn. I think that's, yeah. And I should say as well, Maffew, it was later reported that apparently Kev had only asked for like a week off. So, and he got it. So that's good.
Oh, good lad. Sonya Deville is here to announce Carmella as the first SmackDown Women's Money in the Bank entrant. It says here, probably because they don't have enough women to do qualifiers. Yep.
True.
Liv Morgan interrupts and says she beat Carmella last week, so surely she should also be in the match. Sonya says if Liv can beat Carmella, she'll also be added to the match, and she does. Money in the Bank season, folks. This is all we get for a few weeks.
The most obvious result in the history of professional wrestling, arguably. I don't want to say I'm being dramatic here, but I might be a bit dramatic, yeah. Because they've got nobody. I've got the Bayley and Bianca. They're not going to be involved, are they? Carmella and Liv, they're involved right there. Natty and Tamina, they're
on Raw.
They could be busy.
They're on Raw. They never turn up on SmackDown anymore because there's no tag teams for them to face.
But officially speaking, they are SmackDown superstars.
Well, yeah.
Reckoning.
She's not debuted yet on SmackDown.
Sasha the anti-vaxxer, and then you got Sonya.
Yep.
It's so sad, isn't it?
You got Bayley.
Yeah, I said her at the start, I think.
Oh, sorry.
Bayley and Bianca. But yeah, good on Liv for pulling it out the bag when she needed to the most. God knows what they would have done if she lost that match.
How many do they need to qualify for that?
Book in the match. Hurry up and win.
Do they need 4 from SmackDown, do you think? 4? Is it going to be 8 in the match or 6? They need 3 or 4 to qualify.
Sure, it can't be 8.
Is there 6 in it, yeah?
Is it usually 6? Is that the standard?
So, yeah.
They just need one more. They can do this. I believe in them.
Heyman gets Jimmy Uso a match against Dolph Ziggler to prove his worth to Roman. Jim narrowly wins.
My
Jim
God.
there. Sorry.
That
That's
zigzag.
okay.
That zigzag on the stairs.
Oh, was it?
No, it's not. No, it just it looked absolutely terrible. We're gonna have to wait until.
Oh, right.
I thought it looked devastating for Jim Uso. I'm just thinking of Jim on Friday night dinner now. Just imagine Jimmy Uso coming in. Hello all. Shalom
be
to
so
you all. And then obviously Jimmy wins. Oh, sorry, Jim.
Jim's got a big dog.
Wilson. Oh, you talking about Milson?
He's got the big dog.
Because Wilson is the what's it called? It's a German Malinois, I think it's called. Not quite a German Shepherd.
Okay.
And then he gets, because Wilson dies. It's a horrible death.
Oh, I've not seen all of it.
And then I've just ruined it, haven't I? And then he gets.
That's
Milson.
okay. Milson.
I've replaced Wilson with Milson. Yeah, Jim wins with a super kick with the silencer on, which I've never seen before. The most silent super kick in the history of professional wrestling.
No
thigh
slapping of the...
No nothing. He's abided by them rules.
Wow, he's the only person to do it.
Aye.
I like the thigh slap, right? I don't care. I know it's not real, so slap your leg.
That's a spirit. Roman comes out to address the universe. Not the W universe. The universe! And Heyman runs down all the opponents Roman has beaten in his title reign. He says there's no one left, but here comes Edge. Edge attacks Roman and sets him up for a concerto, but Jim Uso runs out for the save. Roman escapes and Edge spears Jim through the barricade. Why did Roman just go, yeah, it's Edge. I beat you.
Yeah. And I forgot to mention as well, Edge is going, where are you, Roman? Where are you? And he's over there. He's on the ramp.
Blind rage. This is the thing I was going to throw at you, though. Edge's shirt says iconoclast. Iconoclast, which means destroyer of religious images or something like that.
Okay.
Which could be a tease for a feud with a certain Seth Rollins, since of course he is the one who says, believe in the... What's his catchphrase? That appears on the Tron. Meh. That catchphrase about religions and whatnot. So it could be a potential tease. And of course Rollins was... I don't know if you saw the Talking Smack clip where... They announced that, Adam Pearce has made it official. Now it's going to be Edge versus Roman Reigns at MITB. And Rollins is like, oh, no, it can't be. You're lying. Oh, no. So he gets annoyed. So I reckon Rollins is going to cost Edge, even though Roman doesn't need that sort of bull poo in his matches anyway. And then at SummerSlam, it'll be the iconoclast Edge taking on the religious man, Seth Rollins. What's his catchphrase? Believe. What's it? I've forgotten completely.
What's this when he was the Messiah? Or does he still do it?
It's still on his Tron these days. It's like believe the. I don't know. Whatever. It's got religious connotations to me.
Believe it's not Buddha.
Aye. Utterly butterly. Seth Rollins.
Yes, I think you've summed it up very well there, Ross. That's all that's happening. Edge is back with his shirt about not worshipping false idols. That's what Christians do.
I see what you've done there.
Yes.
Shabba.
And that's all the thoughts I have on this, because it's like, yeah, it's Edge. How you doing, pal? You already lost.
His demonic gurn has... Oh, I tell you. He's a handsome man as Edge. I don't care what... Because he used to say on the ENC Pod of Awesomeness, he was speaking about him and Angle had the bald Angle back in the day, because they played a rib on them, didn't they? Saying, oh, Edge, you're going to lose. And he was terrified because he's like, I've got such an ugly face. And he doesn't.
Oh, Edge, what?
I know, this is what I mean. It makes you sick, doesn't it? Imagine looking like Edge and going, oh, I'm ugly.
Pretending that he's
Put yourself in my shoes, Adam, you prick. But when he gurns as an evil, demonic sort of, oh, I'm obsessed with Roman Reigns, man, bloody hell, it's terrifying, isn't it? Imagine Edge at home, right, with Lyric and whatever his other daughter's called, and Beth. Just imagine him in the bathroom mirror practicing his evil face and the kids running in. What a scene that must be. You can make a sitcom on the network out of that.
Did the Big Show get cancelled?
It did, yeah.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
You did the Christmas special.
And then cancelled. It was like, oh, God.
That was fantastic, man.
Not the Big Show showing.
It was fantastic. I tuned in just to see, because I saw the clip of, it was Mark Henry, Mick Foley, and Rikishi singing I Want It That Way, I think, was it I Want It That Way?
Can't remember what it was.
But then you tune in just for that, and you're waiting for that to happen. But along the way, you get hooked by all the characters, all the little scamps making Big Show's life a misery.
They were meant to be his family, but the chemistry was lacking slightly.
God, I hope England stay in the Euros for one reason, and that is for Ross to keep this energy, this sexual energy he's got this week.
Sexual? There was no sexual about the Big Show show.
Yeah.
That was wholesome family fun.
Proper wholesome family fun. He falls off a roof, man. He falls off the roof.
He falls off a roof, man.
I swear.
WWE Saturday Night Dynamite. Wait, why is it written like that? Oh, of course, because good old JR. More on that later on. Hangman Page faces Powerhouse Hobbs. Starks and Hook run out for the distraction, but Brian Cage arrives to shoo them off. Go shoo. And then Hangman wins. Yes, Team Taz forever dissolving, like one of those vitamin C tablets you put in your water in the morning.
Jim Ross saying cowboy shiznit is something I'd never thought I'd ever hear, but he did. And I laughed. I laughed my little cockles off, so I did. Powerhouse Hobbs, I thought was a lot more animated here, a lot more sassy, a lot more, what's that saying? Gib to his jib. To his jib. What am I trying to say here? A lot more. Whatever I'm trying to say. He was a lot more animated in this match, and I thought the match benefited for it.
Yeah.
And the reversal from the buckshot into the spine buster, it got me out of my chair, but crucially, it came third in my move of the week, so we're still waiting for that one to happen.
I thought for sure that was going to win. Back to bookies again. Tully Blanchard and Conan have a gentleman's discussion in the ring, representing FTR and Proud and Powerful. Oh, this was the Conan show. Conan tells Tully something in Spanish and then says, hey, you probably should learn some Spanish if you want to try and talk to your grandkids ever.
What?
I've written down a few of these zingers. Do you know what's amazing? Apparently Conan had proper massive travel issues. Apparently when he got there 40 odd minutes before the show started and had no idea what he was doing, and then went out and did that. Olale.
Orale Vata.
What was the thing?
Witty Bata, did you just
Witty Bitty Bata. Rock to the base, 1 2 1 2. Monkey, new monkey.
Just starts
MCing.
Drops a couple of cowies, and then him and Tully Blanchard have a rave. Proud and Powerful were stabbed, shot, kidnapped, and strangled and left for dead, apparently, which I find astonishing for them to
That's a
still be
lot,
there.
yeah.
But a couple of the zingers, he says, you're from North Carolina, where men are men and the sheep are scared. Because the men shag the sheep. We are scarecrows, outstanding in our field.
Okay.
Ba-boom! Those are the two zingers I've got written down. I thought I had more written down, but I haven't.
He did well. He was Conan.
Yeah.
He paid for it, though, lads. He paid for it.
He's bowdy.
Here they go. Here come the crew. And it was not Santino Ortiz. It was FTR in disguise. They've laid out their rivals backstage, and nobody's left to save Conan from a spike pile driver.
Fantastic.
Thanks for coming, Conan. Dante Martin is in the ring waiting for a match with Matt Sydal, but he's interrupted by Andrade and Vicky. And then they're interrupted by Sydal, who beats Martin, presumably setting up a future match for Andrade. Well, good booking there.
So
that's exactly what happened.
Basically, Andrade interrupted him to talk about how good he was, and then Sydal was. I think it's leading to Sydal Andrade. I think it was just a device to get us to.
It got announced. It got announced on the Wednesday Dynamite. But I thought it made.
He called out Matt something.
Yeah, brother of Jake something. Imagine getting cut off by the Sydals in AEW, just strictly in kayfabe. They're not up there, are they, on the totem pole? Imagine getting cut off and having no riposte. I thought it made Andrade look as cheap as somebody else's suit, not his suit, but somebody else's suit. Tut. But it's huge announcement's going to be Thea Trinidad, isn't it?
I hope so.
I've convinced myself it's going to be that.
I hope it's just the announcement. The announcement is I'm mint.
That would be good.
Bye.
I don't. Where was his sassy delivery in WWE? Because his like nonchalant, like, "Oh, hello, I am Andrade."
Because they probably went, speak as politely and eloquently as possible. So it's like, it was very, speaking clock. Andrade.
So sarcastic, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
I did an impression of a Mexican person when you were away 1 week, Ross, and Adam and Maffew laughed at me, like to the point where I realised I'd done something wrong.
Which Mexican person?
Oh, Ricardo Rodriguez.
Go on then.
Nope.
Why?
Because I said Pacitti made me do an impression of like 5 different ring announcers, and my one for him was like, you know how you always seem to be in a rush when he's getting to the ring, and he sounds like he's a bit far away from the microphone. But I made up a word. I thought excuse me was excusamente in Spanish, which I was then informed on Twitter by some very nice Spanish-speaking people, to be fair to them. Isn't a word. It's just not a word. I've just made that up. So I was going like, excusamente, but... Why is that bad? But when Ross does... No, I don't get it.
It's because you have the Partridge-esque delivery, especially when you said that.
Oh,
Ross, a few weeks ago, I did an impression of a Mexican person.
Hey,
where's this going?
I did.
An alien?
No, that's not what I mean. I just mean that when Ross, he did like his impression of Andrade's accent there, Maffew didn't bat an eyelid. But I did my, admittedly, borderline impression of Ricardo Rodriguez. And I don't remember your reaction, Maffew, but I remember Adam's being like, you know his laugh he does when he tries to make you feel like you're going to get in trouble? He goes like, I'd love to...
That's the worst sound in the world to hear, because you know
it makes your heart beat faster. You're like, no, what's happened?
To be fair, we're just living up to the English stereotype, aren't we? Which Amanda Holden did at Eurovision this year, which I thought she brought shame upon our nation.
Oh no, what did
she do again?
When she was here are the results from England or whatever. And she was like, "Oh, these funny words in German and French. What do they mean? They sound funny."
Oh, Amanda.
What? Get out, man, Amanda Holden, will you? Get out of here. Go away. What are we on about now in the wrestling?
Wrestling. Early today,
Dante versus Seidel in the lovely ambience of the Florida sky.
Oh yes, this is the match, wasn't it?
Oh, what that picture! Whoever took those pictures deserves to go in our Hall of Fame, but I don't know who it is, so we can't possibly say.
Yeah, that's probably the most memorable thing Dante Martin's done in his AEW stint so far. A sunset flip, and what a sunset flip it was, in front of a sunset.
Oh my god, poetry in motion. But this match, everything was so snug. Because it was like that double knees off the top rope. The Dante was like on the mat, sort of sat up, and Seidel did the double knees, and it just like it's slotted in there. I've written it down here. How can you be so precise? Are you a CNC machine? Which is taking me back to my A-level DT, where I would use the CNC machine to cut out certain bits for my TV unit, which I made. It was a wonderful design. I got several thin bits of plywood, right, wrapped them round into a mould, glued them together, and made a continuous C shape for a TV unit. And I got an A. I got an A, lads. I got an A.
I made a little Steve Austin wooden head thing where he was pointing and at somebody, because I couldn't do the other thing he does with his hands and fingers, and with a big wooden head that like jostled around. And I got a C+. Because I guess the TT teacher was a WCW fan.
DT was my worst subject. I got a C, and then the next term I told my teacher that I did jiu-jitsu, which I did at the time, and then I got an A. But I didn't improve.
Oh, he was scared of you?
No, he was also into his martial arts, and he respected me more. It was a fraudulent system, and I dropped DT after that. Never looked back.
I love DT, me.
I hate it. I can't stand it. Oh,
in ours, you had like the first class at the start of the term where like it was laid out what you had to do as part of the term. Then you were just left alone to go and make things on your own. Oh, bliss, I tell thee. I made a TV unit AS level and then a bucket seat for my car in A level. Ooh. Fantastic, lovely.
Nice.
Oh,
you know what I miss, Ross? The smell. It's the wood.
The wood. Oh.
That big old scary thing where the teacher says, "Do not put your hands in this, you idiot."
You have the technician there who was like, not a full teacher, but like he always had the house on the. We had like our technician for the DT stuff. His house was like in the grounds of the school.
Like Hagrid.
Just like, yes, basically, yeah. He couldn't understand a word he said. I don't know what Hagrid's like in Harry Potter, but it was like having Ozzy Osbourne as like a DT assistant. Don't touch that. That'd be it. Just shout at you. Mr. Carling, his name was mine. Which, of course, was topical when you were like 16 because of beer and stuff like that. Did you have a drink this weekend, Mr. Carlin? Would say. Great times had by all. Great times. Cheers.
No, we didn't have. I wonder if that's a normal thing because we only had a janitor and he probably didn't live there. He looked like he did. To be honest with you, thinking back at it, he wasn't well dressed. He was like, he had like the Brooklyn Brawler thing going on with the same dirty gear he had on last month.
They always have skin like scrotums, don't they?
That's what you want from a technician, though, don't you? A
weathered man, a man of experience.
Yeah. See a fresh-faced youngster going, I know what to do. You're like, nah, you're not getting enough injuries, mate. A guy looks like a scrotum with legs. Oh, here we go. He knows what he's doing. Mr. Scrode, you had any good drinks this week?
No, they do, though. That's the sad thing. They do all have skin like scrotum.
I hope janitors listen to the show and go, I take great offence from B. Orsack. And his address is School Grant.
Admittedly,
near the bike shed.
Admittedly, my skin does look like a scrotum, but my scrotum itself is baby smooth.
Yeah, about yourself here, or the
wait. Is this an impression, Jack? Or
no, I tried to mime writing into us, but I think it just went wrong. Oh dear me. Okay, calm down.
Speaking of scrotes, Sammy Guevara was attacked by Sean Spears backstage. The Pinnacle are interviewed and brag about this, as well as MJF's recent attack on Dino Malenko. They're ambushed by Jericho. Dino Malenko, that's right. To his friend.
Cool.
That's why I call him Dino. They're ambushed by Jericho and Hager, and everybody brawls to the ring. The Pinnacle have greater numbers and are about to break Jericho's arm, but Guevara runs out to fight them off with a chair. Yep.
Yeah, it's building to what we'll see on Wednesday night.
Exactly. We're doing AEW twice in 1 week.
They did do that twice. I thought we got episodes mixed up here because that happens in the other one as well, doesn't it?
Well, they've been doing this for so long. We could have just said the Pinnacle in a circle do something together, and you can make it up in your head. Ethan Page beats Bear Bronson with help from Scorpio Sky. After the match, he challenges Darby Allin to a coffin match. Never mind that. Ethan Page giving Bear Bronson, who is the size of 2 fridges duct taped together, his Razor's Edge. Not quite Razor's Edge, more like a Awesome Bomb.
The ego's edge.
Yeah, the ego's edge.
I think that's what he calls it.
I think you're going to go for the, speaking of scrotums once again, but the one hell of a whack to the tally whacker, which gave a visible jiggle, which is what you want to see from a low blow.
That's a lot of jiggle to juggle. What? Yeah, he's big.
Deceptively big. Deceptively nimble for a big man.
He's a grower, not a shower.
Yeah.
Which one are we talking? Oh,
Bear Bronson. Yeah, and
Right.
Ethan Page is deceptively strong.
Right.
Certainly is.
But
I know he's been... I think Ethan Page is one of the few wrestlers who really benefit from the lockdown period because all he's done is social media and get jacked and leave Impact. So his wrestling career is going up and up and up. But you don't really appreciate that until you see him get in the ring and give that to Bear Bronson. You're like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Looking forward to the coffin match, guys.
Yeah.
Should be good. Yeah.
Yeah. Should get some throat sweets. Oh, shut up, Matthew. Don't you dare make a cough joke. God. Chris Statlander beats the
Can you
Bunny.
imagine that?
God.
Your
Well,
turn now, Darby Allin.
just at each other.
Oh, God, yeah. The coffin match.
Oh, we're carrying on with
Do
it,
an impression
Joe.
of a Mexican coffin.
No.
What would Andrade look like if he was coughing?
Yeah, go on.
This new Andrade would be like... that one.
You go, excusamente, and then go like he's about to cough away from the mic. Then cough directly in the microphone. That's well cool.
The very fact that I made that mistake, right? Nobody who'd people who'd never done Spanish, right? They would never have made that mistake. What I've done is I've taken other Spanish suffixes and attached it to excuse me and just made a balls out of it. But hopefully through that mistake, our lovely Spanish speaking listeners will understand that I have a deep respect for their language and would never mock it, ever.
That's made things better.
Yeah.
It is funny though, because Jack's like, hang on, many people make mistakes. Like, I haven't got anybody saying anything about me getting Switzerland and Sweden mixed up a few weeks ago, so...
Well, it's just how it goes, isn't it, Matthew? It doesn't matter. Yeah. Jack the Jobber's made a mistake.
Yeah.
It's Adam Paci's fault.
It is.
It is. I think it is.
Yes. All glory. Christina beats the Bunny after Orange Cassidy stops the Blade from interfering. After the match, Cassidy is beaten down by Blade, Angelico, and Jack Evans.
Gang warfare.
That's right.
It's like 1997 on Monday Night Raw.
Yes, it never stops being gang warfare in AEW.
We need more motorbikes.
Vroom, vroom.
8-ball.
And guys with one name names. Pitbull, 8-ball,
We got some of them.
Dick.
Slapjacking them, the lads.
Slapjack.
Wait,
Oh,
no,
God.
Has Slapjack been released?
No.
No.
No, okay.
No way, has he?
It's just been put in the naughty corner for a long time.
Right.
He's kind of in between worlds right now.
Mason T-Bar are still there.
Yeah.
Why are they still a tag team? Anyway, Britt Baker. Why? I was under the impression watching this Dynamite that Britt Baker must have been injured because yet another week had passed by on Dynamite with Britt Baker just doing a promo. Her title reign has been pish so far. And I was thinking she must have been injured, but clearly she's not after doing the wrestling on the most recent Dynamite. So what's going on with this one, TK? Huh?
I think because her promos are so effective and good, I'm alright with her not wrestling every week. I'm alright with the entire roster having the same people not wrestle every single week. But that's this week. We'll go on to the other
to wrestle once would be
week.
nice, you know. This has been how many weeks since she won the title, and she was just cutting promos on staircases with Reba and Tony. That was her title reign to then.
That is true, Ross, but it's nice when you don't have the champion wrestling every week because then it builds up, and it feels like a special occasion when it does happen, such as Jungle Boy facing Kenny Omega for the AEW title. He loses. I mean, obviously, it's a nice, fun match that got overrated by some weird people, but very solid.
It's kicking off here.
Well, it's just we have to remind ourselves, don't we, that why I got 7 stars for this. Or 6 stars.
I thought it was a good match.
Yeah, but then we're like, oh wait, like AEW, Meltzer's not unbiased at all towards a company, and we all know this, but sometimes I forget. And I go, what makes you say that, Maffew? I don't know. What's the Young Bucks double team called?
Yeah.
Now there is someone who actually is on the payroll, unlike us who just pretend to be because we're sad.
Did you see, by the way, a few weeks ago when they did that Forbes interview, the Barry lad, who I love, I've got to mention this, he did a mock version of it saying, yeah, it was a bit of a, I forget what the words, but the words were like, I was upset when those numbers came out about us paying all those companies to be on the payroll. And put it out there as a joke, and a few people lashed onto it going, aha, this confirms that thing that was put out, that PNG. For the love of God, saying all these people were paid. So I just like that getting brought up and people falling for it.
I thought it was a good match, but I saw a lot of people say it was like the greatest Dynamite match ever, and it could well be, but it never struck me as something like I'll be telling me grandkids about when I'm an old man. Oh, I was there watching Kenny Omega versus Jungle Boy. I like the story though. I did like the story because Kenny Omega was very nonchalant, extracting the mic out of Jungle Boy's hair, and then it turned out at the end of the match, the hair was the only thing that saved him because it looked like he was going to tap out with the snare trap. But he grabbed the long hair because the hair was long, and there to be grabbed the hair that he took the piss out of earlier on. So I like that. I like that flip reverse, if you will, Blazing Squad.
Mm-hmm. That was good.
Thank you for that last bit. That was a... Oh, go on, sorry.
I thought the ending, which we'll get onto, felt weirdly shoehorned in and took away from what should have just been the end of the show. But
Jungle Boy kissing the parking lot?
No. I mean that was
better than the match.
Huge pop from me for that, but no.
Steady on now, steady on.
No, huge cheer from me for that. But no. But the aftermath of this match, the running at the end of it. Did I not write it?
You certainly did. Matt Hardy and a private party attack, but Christian fights back until the Young Bucks hit him with super kicks. Hardy hits the twist of fate on Christian to end the show. Is it any wonder Jim Ross called it WWE?
I am waiting for Christian to turn on Jungle Boy. I think this has been a big old bloody ruse to get Christian being a heel.
Well, Jungle Boy turns on a lot of people. Oh, sorry. What were you saying?
Neil Jack.
Oof. Swing and a miss. Oh,
I didn't hear what you said. So no, I didn't hear what you said.
Oh, God.
You said that so quickly, I missed it, Maffew. Say it again.
I didn't get it. I didn't hear it either. Jungle Boy turns on so many people.
Ah!
Turns them on.
Yeah. I'll cut
Turns them on
because
he's sexy.
Yeah. So,
yes.
It's a good one. I liked it. Just
It was a
hear
good
it. Sorry about that, Matthew.
No. I'm sorry. I was horrible. I did it.
No. He does turn. He is sexy.
We can
And I'll
start
never let you deny that about
A new
him.
chant for AEW can be like the Southgate chant for England, but with Jungle Boy instead of Southgate.
You still turn me on. Jungle's coming. Wrestling's
Jungle is
coming up.
massive again.
Yeah, Jungle is massive.
Wicked.
Yeah, this was good, but it wasn't even the best AEW Dynamite match of the week, in my opinion. So it's very good. It's what Jungle Boy needs. And as someone pointed out, the best thing about Jungle Boy isn't necessarily the athleticism and the stable he's in or stuff like that. He has that feature that not a lot of people in AEW have at the top end of the card. He's very likable.
Yeah.
He's just a nice, oh, yeah, good. Good, do the thing. You smile, you don't do promos where you sound like an arse. You're not going, I hope I do well here, unlike in WWE or any of the other stuff. He's just a nice, likable wrestler.
Your boy was doing that recently, Matthew, I've got to say.
Which boy?
Eddie Kingston.
Oh, yeah, so after the show ended, Eddie Kingston did a little promo where he talked about how great AEW was and just did standard AEW, thanks for coming, you're the best. Unlike the other dude, whatever, I didn't think too much of it. And then apparently everyone's commenting, going, I can't believe, and I'm like, really?
I know.
I wouldn't have thought about this promo twice unless. And then Bully Ray says, "Stay in your lane." From the ECW company, that would always take the Michael out of the other companies at the time.
Apparently, someone found an instance of him doing it at Impact as well.
Yeah.
So even later on, yeah.
What, Eddie doing it or Bully or?
No. Sorry, Bubba Ray.
No, but he was saying that I can do that because I went to WWE.
Oh,
But Eddie Kingston can't, so he should stay in your... I think Bully Ray just says these things so people can listen to his show. Why do we do anything nowadays to get the hits?
These bloody shock jocks looking for attention.
Of course he is.
I guess we'll have to wait and find out from Anna J if Jungle is indeed massive. Right, sorry.
Thank you, because now no one's going to be talking about my bad line. Thank you, Jack. You're such a good friend.
I've got a worse one if you want it. She should now be called Anna Jane because of Tarzan.
Oh, that's actually a good one. That's not even rude or
Matthew,
anything, Ross.
Terrible scenes.
That's
terrible.
a great pun. Ah,
awful.
That's no.
To be honest, though, if they get married, and I know this sounds creepy, but if they get married, I hope that Phil Collins is there playing lots of songs from Tarzan the movie because that in terms of a soundtrack, it's up there with the best of all time, and I don't care what you say.
I heard recently that Jungle Boy might be getting some kind of creative control clause in his contract, so we'll just have to wait and find out how the Jungle Book.
Oh, nice. The pause at the end and the face made it.
That was bloody rotten.
I've got nothing. So let's go to Raw. Adam Pearce and Sonya Deville. Hey, sounds like devil. It tells us that Orton is absent for reasons beyond WWE's control. Do we know what this was, by the way? Or was this the storyline?
Yeah. It was Riddle gave Randy Orton his bag with the stash in. And Orton just couldn't get there because he was too bloated with all the burgers.
I don't know the real reason, though.
No, that was the real reason. I asked Riddle.
Oh, yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Riddle by way of which one? Do we
Instagram. Because I did
Ryan
that video.
Satan again. Oh, okay, Ross.
I did that video, didn't I? Where I DM'd all the wrestlers and got a bit of flack for being a creep, even though it's a common YouTube trend that dozens of YouTubers have done. But when I do it, it's weird apparently. But yeah, it took him over 5 months to reply, but he eventually did. So I've now got access to Riddle direct. So I DM'd him saying, "Do you fancy getting baked and having some yogurt?" And it took him 5 months to reply, "Every day of my life, I fancy that, bro."
Oh,
he doesn't, because it took him 5 months to...
Yeah. Unless he was just busy doing that. And then...
Maybe.
Yeah. I got a direct towel to him. Sweet.
Aye.
How is that lawsuit? Riddle shows up and wants Orton's place in the Money in the Bank qualifier triple threat and shows them a note apparently written by Orton And they're like, look, it's written by him. There's a snake on it. And then Adam Pearce is like, you're a buffoon. This is clearly not Randy Orton's writing, and you just drew a little snake here. And they zoom in, and Riddle's like,
I thought this was the best character development Matt Riddle has done. Sorry, just Riddle has done since forgetting his lines and scooting away. I thought this was more in the right direction for Riddle. Less of the brain dead stuff, more of the aloha. Because I had a little chuckle at aloha.
I thought that Riddle's whole appeal on the indies was that he was this like mellow dude and stuff, but he was actually like an absolute killer. Like he could actually, yeah. But then they kind of took that all away. But I do think at least they may be building him up into something. Like I agree with Ross. This was one of the better segments involving Riddle in a while. It's weird because I hate watching him on Raw, but he consistently puts on some of the better matches. But is it worth it when he's in so much of the backstage stuff, just being this caricature?
Yeah, there's so many people who go, wow, Riddle's one of the highlights of Raw. And I'm like, oh yeah, in the ring, I can't take his in-ring ability away from him. It's like, no, in his segments where he talks. I'm like, okay, I'm not on the same level as you guys, so I'm just going to move on. I'm glad people watching this love this. I've smoked less weed because of Riddle now on Raw. They put him in a battle royal instead.
Maffew?
What's that? Sorry?
You do what?
No, I can't hear you, Ross. You're breaking up. They put him in a battle royal instead. The winner getting Randy Orton's spot. Would you believe it? The only person to get an entrance is the person who wins the whole thing. I don't know why, with 3 hours to kill and a lot of filler, let's face it, on the show, they couldn't have had the entrances and stuff and made this battle royal seem important, but is that just a weird thing for me?
Because all the themes are crap these days, that's why.
Oh yeah, they have to pay money to CFSO $sign.
Oh man, wrestling music is taking a big hit. Well, on the WWE side anyway. They're also generic, aren't they? There's no... Get Big Jim back in. I miss Big Jim. Big Jim got it.
He's on SmackDown. He's got... Oh, yeah, they have a Big Jim. Medium Jim.
I tell you what,
so in the Battle Royal, though, however, they did have a lot of storylines intertwining then. I like that. Ali betrays Mansoor and throws him out, while Jeff Hardy and Cedric Alexander continue their... I guess it's a feud. And on the outside, Truth, Gulak, and Tozawa exchange the 24/7 title, which is suddenly back on TV. And then back in the ring, Riddle last eliminates Damian Priest to win the match and demands that Orton's music is played instead of his in tribute to his fallen friend.
Okay.
There was a part of this match which got me riled up. Riled up good and proper, lads. And it was the bit where Angel Garza gets eliminated but started hopping around the ringside area. I don't know what it is about that, but I don't like that. I do not like that. Because why wouldn't everybody just do that? Yeah. Damn you, Shawn Michaels. Damn you straight to hell.
The 1 foot rule, I think, needs some tighter regulations around it. Because you're right, why wouldn't everyone just hop? Another bad one was when... You know Kofi's had some great ones, right? But do you remember the one where he was like... his arms and legs were in the air and he kind of just shuffled his arse and got back to the ring? That was a poor one. Because I remember thinking most of your body's on the floor. Like, it's just not.
Howard Finkel has to add next year, both feet and ass must touch the floor. Nikki Cross faces Shayna Baszler. Bliss interferes and beats up Nia and Reggie, which distracts Shayna and almost allows Nikki to win. Bliss leaves and Nikki wins anyway with a cover.
Wait, the structure of this match was bizarre.
Yeah.
So Nikki almost wins off this interference from Bliss and then wins anyway. It's like, what? Because she can do it on her own because she's a superhero now. You know?
I see people speculating that she did a thing at the start where she's like, I'm Nikki and I am almost a superhero. ASH. Ash. That's my name.
Right.
And people going, wait, Ash is in Ashley, is in that comedian writer person didn't know the name of the champ.
Oh.
Was that a reference to that? And I have no idea.
You never guess who else's name's Ashley?
Go on.
Charlotte Flair. Her name's Ashley.
Yeah.
So maybe it was a reference to Charlotte Flair. I'll take your name, said Nikki Ash to Ashley Flair. Is it Fleur? How do you pronounce it?
Yeah,
Flair.
it's like Flair.
To be honest with you, I wasn't a fan of this next step in the Nikki Ash character. Because the thing that made... Because obviously the comparisons are there with Hurricane, aren't they? The thing that made Hurricane great was the fact he was an intended crap parody of a superhero, wasn't he? He wasn't going, you can too be a superhero because you all have a superhero inside of you. Believe you can do great things and dress like a superhero and be good, be a good thing. Nah, that doesn't wash for me, Nicky Ash.
You started to go with Michael McIntyre there. You can also be a superhero. You can do superhero.
You can also be a good superhero.
That's what I thought you were doing.
You too can be great. Let's do Michael McIntyre. Isn't it funny when I go across the stage very quickly and do this?
People love him. People absolutely love him.
Hate him.
Matt Riddle.
It's
talking
the closest
for 3 minutes or 10-minute McIntyre set.
It's my girlfriend's entire family, right? They all love Michael McIntyre, and I was sat that we watched an entire hour and a half Michael McIntyre special, and I was just sat there going, this guy is terrible. He runs across the stage, bobbing his head going, I was in my car watching this guy drive down the road, and I followed him. That's it. That's the act. Oh, get in the bin, Michael McIntyre.
I feel like I've touched
I was in the bin with my friend.
You know when you're in a bin, clang, clang, clang. Yeah.
And Ross is saying, don't come back here.
The bin is where the peasants live. I don't live in a bin because I'm Michael McIntyre. Tory bastard. I've got no idea if he's a Tory. He strikes me as one, though.
Let's just call him one and let's just run with it.
Yeah.
Usually works on the show, right? Hello, Pachidi.
Who are we talking about? Before Michael McIntyre?
Nicky Ash.
Nikki.
Yeah.
The Hurricane was meant to be a send-up of superheroes, you were saying, Ross, I think.
It's too on the nose here going, you too can be a superhero, therefore I'm dressing like a superhero, so you too can believe in yourself. No, I don't think that's going to work when crowds go back in. I think it was very 1994 for me. That.
I think she's in,
making a change, Nikki.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. We can't all be superheroes. That's no.
It's like Bianca Belair going, if you two are getting bullied, you two must turn into a world-class athlete and a very charismatic lady, and you too can stop being bullied. I can't, man, Bianca. I'm pathetic.
Bianca could have...
It's so weird how there's so many women on the roster over the years who are like, I have to relate to the crowd. So, you pathetic, bullied, insignificant worms. Don't worry, I was once one of you, and then I got jacked. And I'm a
I liked it when it happened the other way around, when Rhea, in the build-up to Mania, they decided she should be a heel, and she just tweeted like, you're all pathetic worms, but out of nowhere, though.
Yeah. And that just makes me want to cheer.
No, don't do that, Maffew. Don't do that.
What am I pathetic?
No. There's a dangerous energy running around this podcast this week.
It certainly is. Everyone's horned in on the wrestling.
No.
The wrestling. Kofi Kingston cuts a promo on Bobby Ashley, saying that he'll get revenge for Xavier Woods when he takes Bobby's title. MVP interrupts and laughs at the idea. Ha ha ha. Kofi suggests that MVP has been faking his limp. And MVP says that if he was cleared, he'd kick Kofi's ass right now. Kofi heads to the outside, ducks a cane shot, not blue cane, and hits Trouble in Paradise. I thought this was fantastic. I'm loving the Kofi versus Ashley build-up.
Yeah.
Words.
We also we built a Brock Lesnar here as well. I think the seeds. Even though Nick Khan hates MMA and therefore Brock Lesnar will never wrestle a match for the Fed again, the seeds were sown here because Bobby Lashley said that what Brock did to Kofi will look like child's play compared to MVP would have said that. What Bobby will do to him.
Yeah.
Oh. Brock would be like, how dare you say what I did to Kofi looked like child's play? What I'll do to you will look like child's play.
Yeah. That'd be good for you. Do you think Kofi's went, which one? 1, 2, 3, Bride of Chucky?
Do you think that's a real tease, or do you think it's just MVP's turn of phrase?
I like to read into things too much just to keep things exciting, so it's probably nothing, but I like to think it's something just to keep yourself going, Otherwise, if you don't have that, what's the point in being here?
That's a good point, Ross. I think if he says it next week, then we could start getting worried.
Yeah.
2 weeks of Brock references is like, no.
Imagine if Michael McIntyre came down. Jack Whitehall was in I was about to say in ECW there. Could you imagine Jack Whitehall in AEW?
Yeah, he was pulling his funny faces and stuff. And
Jack Whitehall seemed very nervous. And I had no idea he was a wrestling fan, but it seemed like he actually was.
I think that's just him.
But then some people were saying that it would have been because of the ITV connection with AEW. But I thought he fooled me. I thought he was a real massive wrestling fan. He seemed buzzing. I don't know.
No, I remember he did that one joke one time on like Mock the Week or something where he says like, he tweeted something against someone who was in front of him, and it was about them, and the conclusion was then they saw the tweet and everybody in the carriage saw it. The implication was that everybody in the train followed Jack Whitehall on Twitter for this joke to work. I'm like, I know stories that comedians say don't happen, but you are taking the Michael slightly here, pal. So
he's quite famous.
Yeah, but like everybody in the train following him.
Well, everyone on the train having Twitter, even.
To be fair, he would have been in first class, wouldn't he? And that's where all the Tories sit.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, Ross.
He is the Tories comedian, isn't he? That's the impression I get from Jack Whitehall.
That's right. Yes, him, McIntyre.
I'm a posh boy called Jack Whitehall, and I will say posh things with my father.
Oh, yeah, that's
Whitehall, that's the residence that my father owns.
Yeah.
Freddie Flintoff, you come from the north, do you?
Would you like to hear my impression? It's someone from the north. Oh, whatever. Eva Marie and Dewdrop, I'm sure that...
By the way, sorry, really like Flintoff. He seems like a sound man.
I like Flintoff.
I like him.
Seems like a great guy.
He's from the north, he's real.
He's probably a Tory,
Oh, no.
Imagine though if you were in the presence of Freddie Flintoff. I don't know if you ever get this, where you're in the presence of a lad who's too much of a lad and you kind of handle the ladness. I reckon Freddie Flintoff, when he got going, would be a bit like that.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Freddie would be the one to try and calm it down and be like, come on now, lads. We're all friends here.
I flicked on the best of Top Gear because I couldn't sleep the other night, right? I've never watched it. I'd never watched it before, and I was thinking, I'll give it a go because it's him... The actual car fella.
Oh, current Top Gear.
Current, it's Freddie Flintoff. It's Paddy McGuinness and the actual car guy. And Freddie Flintoff, he's too much of a lad for me. He's I'm in the middle there. He's like up here doing like taking his pants up. Like they were living in cars for 24 hours doing that YouTube trend, and he was doing the shiwi stuff, and he got the whittle all over him and stuff, and he was just like lapping it up, going, "Oh, lads!" And he was like doing disgusting things, like, "You're a dirty man, you Freddie Flintoff. You're a dirty man. Too much for me."
That's disappointing.
I like him.
Yeah. That's disappointing.
Yes, because I look at him and go, "That's me." I can live vicariously through Freddie Flintoff and his we. From one bad smell to another. Eva Marie and Dewdrop take on Asuka and Naomi. Eva Marie jumps down from the apron when Dewdrop looks for a tag, but she still wins in dominant fashion because she's Dewdrop. And Eva Marie takes the credit again, and Dewdrop isn't happy. They are rocketing through a storyline, which looks like it was going to take a few weeks, if not months, to go through in, 2 weeks?
That's why I find... Sorry, go on, Jack.
I thought they were going full Virgil, Ted DiBiase, like drawn out long, but no.
But it's missing out the entire year and a bit that they were together as a normal team. So.
That's just why I find it so weird that Dewdrop has actually changed her Twitter handle, because that tells me it's going to be more of her name is Dewdrop for a long time going forward, because it's not like, I don't know why this has come to mind, but vasectomies have come to mind here, and Michael Scott off The Office, snip, snap, because he gets the vasectomy, gets it reversed, he gets the vasectomy again, he gets it reversed, because that's what Jan wants him to do. It's a reference that is clearly lost on everyone on this podcast apart from me. But our Twitter handles like that. Can you change back and forward, back and forward?
So you're comparing Twitter handles to vasectomies?
Aye. Snip, snap. Dewdrop, pipe and niven. Dewdrop, pipe and niven.
So so it was the actual handle. It was the at bit. That's now Dewdrop.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah, that might be. Ooh.
Because the story they're telling is that Eva Marie is very sort of flippantly calling out, she's Dewdrop, she doesn't matter, but Piper Niven is still Piper Niven in her mind. And by the way, she flattened Asuka and Naomi on this week's Raw. How crazy is that? Bloody hell. All credit in the world to her. But yeah, it's weird that I don't know.
Oh yeah, for people who don't know outside of the wacky world of WWE and NXT UK, oh yeah, Viper, Piper Niven, whatever you want to call it, is Mint.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw some crap
just in case people don't know, and they might, to be honest with you.
I saw some crap tweet that was like, I just can't buy her as believable because she's not even good in the ring. And thankfully everyone replied saying, no, she is good in the ring. Like, she really is good. Yeah.
What a weird world to think we have to explain to people. Like, again, you forget, like, not everyone watched, ICW, Fear and Loathing or whatever. Like, no, she's one of the best things of the shows that she's on.
Bloody
not
Jack
right now,
Whitehall
but
tweeting about wrestling, eh? Like, that was one of his tweets, was it?
It was Jack. Yeah, it was him. And Michael was there. No, I don't know what we're doing.
Yeah, we'll move on. Ricochet sprays Miz and Morrison with the drip stick,
He got wet.
leading to a match between Ricochet and Morrison. And this was everything. I now watch segments like this, and all I think of is you, Ross. When you go, what's with these nerds in wrestling? Because everybody here was a filthy, stinking, degenerate nerd.
Oh, no.
Ricochet was
that
so
wacky
cool.
Ricochet, not my dripstick. No. What is happening here?
No. The Miz is not a nerd. The Miz isn't.
No. Miz, respectively, isn't. But that's
Ricochet
the thing.
is, though. Ricochet is prime fodder. Prime nerd fodder. I don't know what I'm saying here. I'm getting flashbacks to former Newcastle Chronicle writer Chris Woff. He liked the word fodder.
Chris Woff.
Nobody knows who that is watching it. Fodder. Relegation.
Fodder,
For
Relegation
example,
fodder. Yeah, Chris Woff worked with us at What Culture, yeah. The strongest handshake I've ever... Oh, my word. I bumped into him a few years after he left. And I'm not a floppy handshake, man. You know, I do a little grip. I'm like, it's just the done thing. Otherwise, my dad would be disappointed in me. But Chris Woff, crushed my hand. I was like, Jesus Christ, as if on purpose. And I thought, all right, Chris Woff, you've always been pleasant to me, but...
Just a reckless worker, isn't he? Just a reckless worker who will hurt his opponents inside the ring. But nobody knows who Chris Woff is on this podcast. Let's move
Chris
on.
Woff!
Yes, Ricochet is a massive nerd, but Jomo and The Miz are most certainly not. They're that good side of the heel, the chicken poo, nonsensical heel in professional wrestling. But the build up that matchup was awful, horrible stuff. But the match itself was absolutely fantastic.
The finish was insane.
They were like the father and the son of the flip-flopping, going at it, even though I think Jomo's just about 8 or 9 years older, maybe, something like that. I've got no idea. He could be about 20 years older for all I know. They're both fantastic wrestlers.
Is it the Rock Hogan of the flippy floppers?
Ricochet jumped over Miz's wheelchair. That was a cool moment.
Yeah.
As well.
He jumped off his knee, didn't he? Wow.
Yeah, because Miz is going you got this, Johnny. He's got nothing on you, mate. And then I like when heels do that overly pantomime thing, and then they get their comeuppance immediately. It's fun.
Jomo and the Miz are good at that, yeah.
Yeah.
And then the final bit as well. I think it was the final bit where he did the old splasheroo over the barricade. Oh, another CNC machine moment. Very precise. Very good. But
And
cameraman...
Was that a thing of the week?
No, it wasn't. No, we're still waiting for that.
Oh.
We're still waiting. We're still waiting for that one. We could be waiting for some
It's going to be a double team move on. It's going to be a Young Bucks double team move.
Oh, yeah, I think I've seen you coming there, Jack the Jobber. I don't think
Okay, all right.
I think I've seen you coming. But that was another... Yeah, it's a shame that the bits in between the wrestling are so naff and so just for kids that we're sat here going, what we're doing with our lives, but the matches themselves are good on... I thought this was another fairly decent Raw, this.
Yeah. I would agree with you, Ross. And Ricochet and Jomo appreciate their work, but Ricochet really needs to stop losing matches via double counter after he does a crazy move. Because after a while, it's like, what a great move! Oh, he lost again. It was only a few weeks ago he did this with, what's his name?
Michael McIntyre?
Yeah, Michael McIntyre is wrestling him. Actually, not that far off then with
Do
the
you
big
remember?
cheeks.
They both did a handspring and then backflipped and went like that. And
McIntyre got the mic and goes, you know cars? And then Ricochet got him and gave him a Spanish fly off the apron. It was double
I
counter.
know, I just got the vision of Ishii being Michael McIntyre and winning matches by Michael McIntyre-esque headbutt. Just going...
I'm just imagining Ishii now with Michael McIntyre's hair, like a wig of Michael McIntyre's hairstyle. It works.
John! Thought to a SmackDown reference there. Charlotte Flair teams up with Natalya and Tamina to take on Rhea Ripley, Mandy Rose, and Dana Brooke. The bad guys win, but Rhea takes out...
Oh, man. This was so disheartening because Tamina's officially a heel.
Yeah, so they're the heels then. We've been wondering for weeks who are the heels in this tag team feud. And because they were aligned with Charlotte, I think it's... But then we don't know if Rhea's a face.
They're all heels.
They're all heels.
Every this match was a heel.
How can you forget about WrestleMania where organically... I'm getting passionate here. Organically, the fans inside the arena were chanting Tamina's name, but they've forgotten about that in double quick time. I hope that when fans come back, if you're watching and you're going to whatever show is coming up with the fans being there for the WWE, chant Tamina's name and prove them wrong.
Absolutely.
Stand up to the man.
By Becky, holding down
if you're in the Newcastle area in a few months' time and happen to be by a certain arena when WWE comes knocking.
I'm good.
You can chant along if Tamina's booked to fly over to Newcastle with Ross.
My tickets, right? My tickets, which I bought, I got an anniversary present, right, was to go and watch SmackDown. And it was in the April of 2020, I think, is when it originally was supposed to happen. Those tickets have carried over until September 2021, so I'm there. I'm going. I'm on the plane to SmackDown at the Telly West Arena.
Giant Tamina sign. These 8 people are carrying.
Ross is going to be like an Italian football ultra leader, like the one at the front going, "Oh, Tamina, it's wonderful."
I'll be keeping my mask firmly on to conceal my identity.
Okay.
Yeah, but who could it be?
Who's that massive Tamina fan? No one else is that big of a Tamina fan. I'm a big Tamina. I'm not as big a Tamina fan as Ross is, to be fair, Ross.
It'd be great if we do that and she's not booked. It's like
Ross
main event of Baron Corbin versus Nakamura for a crown and a pole. Tamina.
She hasn't been advertised. Like, I mean, the tribal chief's going to be there, so that's a way to soften the blow.
That's good.
Yeah.
God, I can't wait for the podcast after the house show, so you can tell us some details that only happen at house shows, because there's always something.
There is always something. What things have happened in the past when we've been there?
We saw AJ Styles nearly knock over a steward lady and then kiss her.
Oh, yeah.
By way of apology, yeah. Eva Marie got in the ring and fell on her ass.
Ryan Taylor was there, front row.
Ryan Taylor, the footballer.
The footballer.
Oh,
this is when he, I think, just left Newcastle, I think, at the time.
Oh.
Fun times had by all. I remember the time me and Jack went right to the NXT house show, and we were making the row in front of us. We were making all the japery we're having, making them laugh endlessly.
Yeah, we were popping the.
Should have.
We were young and enthusiastic back then. It's actually.
We should have been charging a fee. We put on a show. We put on a show like for that row in front of us.
I only remember one joke I made. Ross was carrying the bulk of the comedy for the front row, for the row in front. All I said was everyone was shouting, "Asuka's going to kill you," and I waited for a quiet moment, and then I went, "She might not," and they loved that. Yeah. This is before we were ever on camera, by the way.
I know. Little did they know that sat behind them was name redacted and Jack the Jobber of What Culture fame. Which, by the way, can I say?
Why did mine never get trademarked? I'm not going to tempt fate. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Why have you said? Yeah, move on.
No, why have you said that?
Because yours isn't a gimmick. Yours is a way of life. How
bad would that be if they tried to do it and you go, "No, that's actually me." I have all these videos to show you. Like, look, it's
Can't
him.
wait for the article in the Sun in the future. A drinker has changed his name to Jack the Jobber via deed poll.
A drinker.
I love the start of a drinker, all in capitals.
What did he change his name to? Was it John Cena?
John Cena.
So when you go on Wikipedia, do you mean John Cena wrestler or John Cena drinker?
Or John Cena thespian?
Thespian, yes.
John Cena
now with
Senior.
beard. Oh God, where we at? Charlotte Flair, I said that. Jackson.
Oh my
Jackson,
God.
Riker, and Elias have their strap match, which Riker wins in a few minutes. I cannot wait for fans to be allowed in to watch the wrestling and see how they respond to proud babyface Jackson Riker.
I thought this was absolutely fantastic because I watched Monday Night Raw after seeing an interview with Jackson Riker where he said he was happy with the creative freedom he's had on Monday Night Raw, which to that point has just been him stood there slapping himself with a belt. What a whopper. What an absolute whopper.
There's a somebody did that, like, was it this week or last week? He's slapping Daft, like, "Rrr, you know, you have to look out for yourself here in the wrestling." And the customer saw going like, you
have to watch the enemy coming and learn their weaknesses and feel their pain. I'm glad this match was very short. I hate strap matches. I think they're very limiting to begin with, and that's before you put Jackson Riker in there. And I just feel bad for Elias. The guy looks like a superstar. The guy sounds like a superstar. But when it comes to being booked, he's booked like an absolute... I don't even know what the word is anymore. I feel so bad for him.
Like an Elias.
An Elias.
That's the new expression.
I hope he's just getting paid handsomely for doing what he's doing because he's being woefully wasted as that guy.
Yeah, same.
Why doesn't, after he lose badly in a match like this, then like start playing a really sad song? Like, did you happen to see the most beautiful girl? Stop just crying and weeping.
Just remind me of that segment with the New Day where they're extracting the Michael out of country music. Where they're like, oh, my dog, he died. My tractor broke down. I don't know why Elias would have that play, but there we go.
I did see a meme that was like, male country music people. My wife left me for my dog. Do, 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 do. Female country music stars. I'm a badass. I'll kick all your asses. I'll drink all your beer. It's a marked difference between the styles of music you get from the genders. And Drew McIntyre wins the Money in the Bank qualifier triple threat against AJ Styles and Riddle. Riddle almost has the match won, but almost pulls him off the cover.
Oof. He pulls him off, eh?
I tried to not read it, but it just fell out my mouth. I know I said it that way.
I was happy. I was scared with the Drew McIntyre promo that happened immediately before this match because he took things to all new levels. I'm going about the Scottish and the English and the Irishman and Brian Baru or whatever it was called, who was a man with 3 lions on his shield. Of course, it was a famous song by Baddiel and Skinner in the mid-90s.
So our news hound, or lesser news Abe. He put a thing in the chat. I think he did history maybe at uni or something. Because he went, Drew's referenced Brian Boo, of all people. And I think he just did it as if we know.
Brian Boo.
Imagine, is this just a spot of ignorance in my... Is this like a famous...
I've never heard of him before.
No, I knew Robert the Bruce and the other ones you said. I don't know Rob...
Apparently he was some...
Was Jerry Borash announcing them?
Some like medieval Irish king, apparently. Yeah.
He might as well have referenced Brian Blessed. That would have been more fitting. But yeah, he turned it round by saying, I'll give you a ridiculous answer for a ridiculous question by Kevin. Who, by the way, is it Kevin?
Kevin?
It's Kevin, the interview guy.
The Irish guy, yeah.
Who carried on the legacy of Tom Phillips by doing a Tomspiracy for AJ Styles. It was fantastic. He was smaller than AJ Styles and almost as tall as Drew McIntyre in the space of the same show. So all credit to Kevin, or Kyle, whatever the hell his name is. But thank God they said, I'll give you a ridiculous answer for a ridiculous question, because that was getting too much. Historian Drew McIntyre, getting out of hand.
But he's doing a parody of himself. That's the thing. I mean, you need to,
why?
Why are you doing it? Oh, you're doing you. You're making fun of you? The Scottish.
Just be the guy who enjoyed having a pint with his good friend Seamus, who he enjoyed having a fight with at the same time. Just be that guy again.
I did like when he said, somewhere, it was Edinburgh, I was somewhere in Scotland, which is also the answer to, where exactly is your accent from now?
You see that Grado thing where Grado gets to cut a promo in Scottish again? I think it was just before WrestleMania this year. He's like, hey, out you dafty, I'll get you your nade, and stuff like that.
Nice.
So I need to apologise now.
Top end of Stevenson.
I saw a comment on a recent podcast, I don't know which one it was, one of ours, where it's like, the Scottish accents are making this nearly unwatchable now, so apologies.
No, I'm good at Scottish accent. I'm not having that.
I mean, I'm fantastic at them as well. I don't know but someone doesn't like them, so to that commenter, I'm very sorry to what you've just heard there.
I impressed a Northern Irish woman with my Northern Irish accent the other day. So
Northern Ireland!
I'm sure they were thrilled. Where they're like, "Where are you from? Northern Ireland?" Oh, and you started doing a new impression.
My chance, it's arrived.
Yeah, and they were like, "Oh, great."
No,
what did you say to do as an impression?
Can't remember. I had a few. She was. She gave me a fist bump though. She was like, not on my face, like an actual. Yeah. No, she gave me she was like, "Hey, that wasn't half bad. That I was better when I had a few. I was better when I had a few.
All of a sudden, just come from Heaton.
Yeah.
I wasn't too bad that but the match, the triple threat matchup, this main event of Monday Night Raw, I thought that Drew McIntyre looked fantastic in this match.
Yes,
AJ
but I didn't
Riddle,
want him to win though.
No, that was what we were saying last week, wasn't it? Like the loophole in the stipulation from Hell in a Cell. He's went and bloody got it, hasn't he? Because hopefully, I don't know. I just don't want to say it again. I've seen it enough times now. Drew versus Bobby for the title.
Yeah, you were right, Ross. It's exactly what's going to happen. And I think you're consistently right on a very regular basis now.
I've been writing for WWE for years. It's just a thing where, I say things on Cultaholic, then they happen on the wrestling. I've been writing for them for years. My name is actually... I've forgotten her name.
I know, that would have worked so well for your name.
Damn her name.
Her name!
Wait, what was it, sorry?
Kenneth Mobley.
Kenneth Mobley. That is my actual shoot name.
Oh. Awesome. NXT, Io Shirai, sorry, I had to be awkward there, and Zoe Stark beat Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart and Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai to become number 1 contenders for the tag team titles. I thought this was a lovely match, full of bumps and full of people into it in the crowd and cheering and everyone getting a chance to shine. Also action. Raquel Gonzalez, who's mint, I like saying that. My move of the week was the stunning, no one asked, was the stunning Eclipse from Ember Moon, who, I forget who she gave it to actually, but it took it like, you know when they did promo packages to build up Austin, like Austin's here and he's kicking ass, and he do the stunner, and it was like that noise as he did the stunner. That was that, but in real life.
This was like a proper takeover opener. This, you know, when they put a tag team match for opening takeovers, this was it. Yeah. Dives, thrills, spills. Lots of checking on the floor. Are you okay, friend? Who I've just landed on from a great height. Yeah, it was fantastic though. It's a shame that Dakota lost. Oh, I think again, her heel turn has been strange because it's gone absolutely nowhere. It's been Max and padded.
Well, she's now the sidekick to her sidekick, who's now actually the main one. So
the sidekick to her sidekick.
Well, everyone thought Raquel was going to be like her henchwoman, but no.
Big Mammy Cool was what she went by, wasn't it, for a while there?
Yeah.
She is a hench woman.
She is. Is that where the term hench comes from? From henchman? Could be.
Oh, that's actually a good point.
Oh yeah, I don't know. Could be.
We'll have to ask Adebayo Akinfenwa.
Yeah.
Why? Oh, because he's absolutely wedge.
He is the human embodiment of hench.
Yeah.
He is. His dad was a hench.
What was that?
Doing good today.
Oh, sorry. Yeah,
the
I thought this was going to be one of those ones where no one wins and we get a multi-person match at the next big show. But no. I thought like it was going to be too wild and then Regal would have to come down and be like, "Stop! You're all in the match instead."
That was prior to Samoa Joe. Now there's Law and Order.
Yes, true.
He loves that security team, doesn't he, Samoa Joe? Whaps it out any chance he wants, he just brings it out.
Yeah. Whips it out. Karrion Kross is attacked by Johnny Gargano, the heel, as he enters the building. Kross heads to the ring for a promo and calls Gargano out, who comes out to the stage and says he's not afraid of Kross. Austin Theory attacked from behind and Gargano joins in until Samoa Joe comes out to restore order. Gargano cheap shots Kross and runs away. Later in the night, The Way again jumped Kross in the car park, slamming a car door onto him. Kross fights back and chokes out Gargano before driving away. He may have even tried to run over Gargano, but Joe pulls him out of the way. I like this because Kross for weeks has had the rest of the NXT headliners all going, "Ha ha, you suck. You don't do Canadian destroyers. Ha ha." And this is him finally getting a chance to go, "No, I'm having this." Choke like Gargano, always a plus on my book. And then going, "Say something funny, Johnny. Go on, lad, be funny," as he choked him out. I'm like, thank you, Kross.
I wish he hit him with a
you've
car.
showed since that main event match with Shelton Benjamin. What's up?
I wish he hit him with a car. Because again, on this show here, he's like, Gargano was saying, I'm the one with actual talent. You're just carrying. I don't understand it because like when he wrestles, he kills folk, and then people in between the matches going, "Oh, you're not very good. I'm actually better than you." Yeah. So I wish he hit him with a car just to prove him. You
don't slap your leg
to prove
when you
that he's
kicks.
to prove that he's a good wrestler.
Yeah,
he should hit him with a car and then slap his thigh at the same time.
Yeah. I think you two both have a unique view of this angle, which is not, and that's fine, but I don't think it's through the lens that WWE want you to be looking at this angle.
No.
So what I've done is I watched it more. I think my view of it is more in line with WWE's what they want us to watch it as. I think Gargano is the face, and I think
he is. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he is. Right. Yeah, fair enough. He's like a
tapping
face.
your telly with your shoe to make sure it's working right. Go on.
He's a face, but he's a heel who thinks he's a face at the same time. So he's a heel, but he thinks he's a. I know it's too complicated, I know. But he is. He's a Gargano at the minute is a heel who thinks he's a face, but in this feud he's the face anyway. That's what's going on, and it's weird. I don't know.
Gargano is NXT's Miz currently in character alone, not in wrestling, but in character. That's what I've taken from it, and because he's like
that makes sense the way you said
because
that,
he's like that,
because he's from Cleveland,
Ohio.
Uh-huh.
Roddy Strong beats.
Did you see that fact on Twitter, by the way, the other week that you know the Kevin Nash interview where he's eating the pasta?
Yeah.
That's in Johnny Gargano's dad's restaurant.
No.
What?
The World's. It's such
Kevin
a small place.
Kevin Nash doesn't know indie wrestlers. He wouldn't have known Johnny at the time.
Anyway, big fan, Kevin Nash. Yeah, great. I'll have linguine to start off with.
Aye, so there we have it. That's if anything, we've just learned there that Gargano's restaurant is very nice because Kevin Nash was breathing heavily.
He was loving
Gargano, come here, put the food in front of me, right? I have to hold the microphone, so that's going to go here. Right in front of it. It's the best. It's the worst setup I've ever seen. No, the restaurant will not be shut during this period, so you can hear people in the background. And I'll have it here. I'll put my can of Coke in. Psst. I was like, oh, it's the best. Sorry, I love talking about that promo. That interview. And there's an awkward silence.
What's next
Roddy Strong beats Asher Hale, a.k.a. Anthony Henry. Malcolm Bivens says the Diamond Mine is open for business. I'm actually excited for Roddy Strong and his bunch of stretch grapple lads all
He was
together.
wearing his little boots again.
Yeah, his little boots. Put on those
right.
boots,
Well
those
spotted.
sexy boots, in the words of U2 from that song that nobody likes. Put on those boots, like from 2008, I want to say. Maybe?
Oh, right. Oh, okay.
Oh, it's a late one. Put on those boots, yeah. Let me hear the dime, let me hit. I'm not going to start singing that all the way through because it's terrible. Throws and backbreakers and strikes and a new submission from Roddy Strong. It's new to me. There'll be someone in the comments going, well, he actually used this in PWG in 2013. I didn't see it. Don't hate me.
I saw nothing
It's
like
called,
that, Ross.
It's called Get On Your Boots.
Aye.
Get on your boots.
Yeah.
2009, you were very close. Why?
That's a YouTube
why
song.
Yeah, Get On Your Boots. It sounds bad.
It's got like the computer malfunction. It's like bloop. It's got that in the background for some reason, which was a confusing detail for me. What's that got to do with boots?
The lyrics
Bono.
are bad. The future needs a big kiss. Winds blow with a twist. Never seen a moon like this. Can you see it too? Night is falling everywhere. Rockets hit the fun fair. Satan loves a bomb scare, but he won't scare you. Hey, sexy boots, get on your boots, yeah.
Jackson Riker's new theme. That's about going to war.
That's what he should do as he's strapping a defenseless box backstage. And he's like, get on your boots. Get on your sexy boots. Camera pans this man so going, look, mate, I'm not into this. Cool.
Why is that U2 song there? Bombs hit the fun fair. Rockets hit the fun fair.
Get up, get up, get up, drop the bombshell.
I thought you were singing Pachiti's WCPW theme there.
Get up, get up. Boom!
Oh, it's been a while since I've heard that. That is unironically my favourite intro to any wrestler.
Boom! Oh, God. There he is. It's Adapachi.
It is actually. I have to have someone do that just for the AEW Dynamite intro. And there's clips of, the Primate and whoever's not cancelled from WCPW.
Rampage.
I think that's it then.
There's two.
There's two dudes on repeat. Cameron Grimes beats Ari Sterling. And then LA Knight interrupts and calls Grimes a natural-born loser.
You mean The Rock? The Rock.
The Rock, yes, The Rock. Grimes wants the $1 million title. And this is a fantastic bit from The Rock where he goes, you and me, next week, the $1 million title. Crowd, yay! That's a good idea. Actually, nah. I legitimately laughed. It's been a long time since wrestling's done that for us. And then he goes, oh, all right, okay. But if I beat you, and I will, Grimes, you have to be my butler.
It's a fantastic throwback angle, this. But yeah, The Rock, yeah. I'll hang on every single word The Rock says in NXT. It's fantastic. But I've got a special shout out for the springboard moonsault from that Sterling fella. Because he went backwards over the top rope, but he used the inside of the middle rope, if that makes any sense, like to go over the top rope. But that came fourth in my move of the week, so we're still waiting to hear what that was. But it was a short and sweet match, but it was fine. But yeah, it was all about The Rock, wasn't it? And this Butler stipulation, which
I'll bet a finger on my left hand, but a finger that Grimes will lose this match. Because Ross was saying another match earlier was the most predictable match in wrestling history. If they pass up on the opportunity to have Grimes in some comedy skits as his butler, I don't know what's real anymore. I wouldn't
have said that on camera if I was you.
You pick your finger. I would have taken a $5, mate. But,
I'm not actually going to cut off my finger. Okay, I won't bet a
You have
finger.
to. You're not man of your word.
Well, it's fine because Grimes...
Jack will finger you if Cameron Grimes loses that match. I'm trying to think of different connotations of finger to finger. Let me say those fingers.
In France, they call them Les Cadbury's fingres.
Yes. Taste exactly the same, yeah. I think... God's sake. I think he's got to lose, right?
You think
to
so?
be the butler, yeah.
But I wouldn't be that confident myself personally, cutting off a finger.
Oh God!
How are you going to do it if he does?
Yeah.
I don't know. I wish I'd never even. What I thought there was, honestly, when you asked that question, my brain suddenly went, "Play it cool." Because if I go, "No, I don't want to cut off a finger," then everyone will be like, "You've got to now," and it'll just get worse for me. So all I thought in my head was try and answer it like Jack Grealish would, because you've seen his interviews. He's just very bored all the time. And you're like. Probably use a saw, yeah. Probably use a saw, mate. There you go, that's my answer. Probably use a saw.
I've just thought of something here. Pete Dunne and Jack Grealish both
They've got the same voice.
Both come from the same area.
Yeah,
but also from the same area is Cultaholic's own Tom Campbell. How can Pete Dunne and Jack Grealish drink the same water as Tom Campbell? What's happened there?
Tom... Obviously, Grealish is a Villa boy through and through. We know that. Pete Dunne, also from Birmingham itself, I believe. Tom Campbell, his family are West Brom.
Building Society.
Yeah, that's them. But I think Tom's just got a radio voice, doesn't he? Sometimes his Midlands comes out a little bit. It does. You can notice it sometimes, but it's like me. Like I lost my accent quite a time ago. It comes back sometimes.
I've started doing more voiceovers for the channel, and it takes me. I did 2 last night, right? They both took me 50 odd minutes a piece because I need to lessen the Geordie and speak more like Denise Welsh does on Loose Women.
Yes.
Welcome to Cultaholic Wrestling.
Ann and Decker are another good example. They can do it.
Yeah, it's hard.
Takes me about I've got it down and do a fine art. Takes me 20 to 25 minutes.
Oh. I just need to concentrating too hard, not being too Geordie, because obviously people from Alaska, I don't know why I said Alaska, but there you go. They won't understand, will they?
Yeah.
They can't see the mouth move.
On voiceovers, like physically, do you feel like tired after you've done one?
No, not really, no.
All right, it's just me. Never mind. I just feel like I put in a tremendous effort.
I have seen Adam come out the office. This is back like last year when we could work in the same office together. Come out the studio with a visible sweat on.
Oh,
and I'm like... That downstairs studio, right? It's got aircon on the wall. I wept the aircon on, freezing me titties off, but it's a lovely experience. Just sat there, just speaking into a microphone with a phone voice, but with aircon on. It's delightful. I don't know how to just use the aircon.
I was surprised that you said that you weren't tired because when we used to, work in the office and things were normal, we'll come in and be like, "How's everybody?" "Yeah, we're fine." And behind that soundproof asylum you're stuck in, we could hear you going, "Are you telling me that Nia Jax is getting a title?" and over and over again, and you having to be like in that excited rage mode, and you come out going, "You all right?" Like nothing happened. I'm like, I used to
get a little bit of a sweat on doing those videos, but that's jumping about and stuff and shouting. Voiceovers are a bit different. You get to sit down doing them. It's lovely. You get to sit down in a nice comfortable chair, put the aircon on. Hello and welcome.
When it comes to my accent, I'll just change it. I'm like a chameleon. So when I go over to, overseas or whatever, obviously it hasn't happened in a while, but I won't be like, "Yeah, I eat mate." I'll be like, "Hello. Yes, I am from England."
Thanks, man. Yeah,
my name is Maffew McIntyre. Just because it's easy for people to understand and because there's a lot of Anglophiles overseas.
Yes, they love us for some reason.
Yes, the fact that Americans are impressed by mediocre Brits is one half of my success, so thank you very much. Kyle O'Reilly.
Sorry, NXT.
NXT. Moving on from Jack's finger. Kyle O'Reilly and Adam Cole insult each other with Samoa Joe watching over proceedings. Cole says that he was the star of the Undisputed Era, and he's still a star now. He says everyone knows it, including O'Reilly's wife.
It came out of nowhere, that. I was like, hang on.
Things get heated, so Joe steps in to say, "Leave it there." Cole tries to cheap shot Joe, who ducks, and O'Reilly puts Cole in a leg lock. Joe is angry at Cole and takes his sweet time breaking it up.
We're in a strange time in NXT when it comes to Adam Cole, because Adam Cole is a heel in the professional wrestling sense of the word, not an Andrew Hodkinson sense of the word, where what he says is always absolutely spot on true.
Yeah.
Karrion Kross, you're just an entrance, you pal. Without the entrance, you're out. proved to be true on main event. Kyle O'Reilly, you're now without me. Kyle O'Reilly, since he broke away from the Undisputed Era, has been really underwhelming and lost. So it's been proven to be true once again. It's weird. It's weird, I tell thee.
She's saying that O'Reilly's wife really does know that Adam Cole's a big star.
Well, I don't know if that bit's true. That's not for me to say.
Fair enough.
I wasn't in the bedroom when certain instances advertised.
No, you've made it clear you're in the kitchen.
No, on the kitchen counter.
Banging on the kitchen counters.
I'm all right with this. I'm like, okay, go away, Cole. But Kyle O'Reilly, I'm ready to be cheering him. I'm ready to get my fingers right in him and his push and his momentum and everything else. But he's not got that level of seriousness when he's doing these promos. He's still a bit wacky. He should be like, I hate you.
But that's
Cole.
what he should be.
I need to beat you. But he's like, yeah. He's too much like that.
I think he's dialed it right back, mate, to be really bland and like, oh, I'm here to fight for the right reasons and whatnot these days. And that's not what Kyle O'Reilly... What made Kyle O'Reilly so good as part of the Undisputed Era and really likeable was how goofy he was. He would just be stood in the back of the shop while Adam Cole's cutting a serious promo in his like really unserious mannerisms are what stole the segments. And he's just lost all that, and I don't get why. He's trying to be something he's not. Be true to yourself, Kyle.
Yeah, why'd you have to go make things so complicated?
Skater boy.
Xia Li and Boa face Mercedes Martinez and Jake Atlas. It's an alright match, and the match ends prematurely when Mercedes is legit kicked right in the face. And I'm like, you watch it go, wow, what a kick! It's like, oh, that was a real kick. Oh no. And the match is stopped immediately. Good jobs by the referees here. They're looking going, oh, no, 1, 2. No, that's how it works. Forget it.
Yeah.
And she's taken to the hospital afterwards and being checked. She seems to be recovering all right.
I think she's been discharged now, hasn't she? Discharged now, hasn't she?
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. I hope she's okay.
Yeah.
Got a shout out for Bo, though. Because the whole Tian Sha aesthetic is like old-time warrior sort of get-up from the Far East and all that stuff. But Boa comes out there looking like an indie guy from 2006. These little shorts, these little PVC shorts. Fantastic.
I hadn't thought about that. MSK here we go. MSK have a face-to-face meeting with Thatcher and Ciampa. Their challenges for their titles. You know, we're talking about like heels were faces and faces were heels and it doesn't really work. Here's a perfect example of that. Ciampa tells them to show some respect, but MSK says it's their time to be respected. The crowd disagrees. Boos most of what MSK say, even though they're supposed to be good guys. Nash Carter hits Thatcher. That's not true. He hits Ciampa.
Sorry.
But that's fine. I was watching NXT this week. And their partners hold them back. Ciampa tells MSK to bring their titles and their pride next week because both are going to be taken.
It's a cool line.
It is, yeah. It was way cooler than anything MSK said, who at least they dialed it back and were being serious. But the crowd like, nah.
And it's
we've seen you try to get gift reactions of your crazy faces and nah, we're not having you.
And it's how he said it. Where he's like sort of whispering in his ear, oh, I love that little... It's the little thing that AJ Styles used to say back in the day. The little thing, Maffew.
Hmm.
You know, the little
things.
Oh, it's
It's
very
a
good.
little thing.
They've got to win, though. They've just listened to the crowd. They've got to win. Bring it home.
It's coming home. Thatcher being a Brit and everything.
Yep.
Oh.
And then, backstage, Isaiah
So it
Swerve
was the end
Scott
of the show. Of course it wasn't the end of the
mocks
show.
Bronson Reed and challenges him to put his North American title on the line. And he goes, oh yeah, well I'm Bronson Reed, I'm big and bad, I'm going to be stopped by he. Okay. Turns out to be a bad decision as Reed loses the match after tons of interference from the members of Hit Row, and we have a new North American champ.
Something's going on. Something's happening. Bronson Reed's title reign has been cut short. We don't know why yet, but I'm betting there's a reason. Hasn't he been one of the ones showing up backstage at Raw and stuff?
He had a match on main event, didn't he?
Vince likes him.
How
Vince
do you know
has
about
seen
what
him.
happens at main event?
Vince has seen him and gone, wow. They're like, Vince, he's our champion. Don't take him. But Triple H begging with a ball.
Yeah, but-
No, Vince, give me something.
He's
Vince
been doing
like,
talent scout,
But
hasn't
with Vince McMahon and us fat lads, it's like he sees the big dominating thing in NXT, then he takes it to the main roster, and they've got to be wacky, and they've got to be stupid, and
we're going to get the funky Rottweiler or whatever. He's going to dance out with ears on. Yeah.
I hope it's not, but I think it will be. It's like, oh, it's just such a shame. It is.
Funky Rottweiler.
Because I was thinking, it is weird, isn't it? Like how quickly Bronson lost the title. Then you think it's against Isaiah Swerve Scott and Hero. And they've been on fire in NXT. They're a fantastic outfit.
Yeah, they are.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
With
I
some
love that,
fantastic outfits as well.
What's he called?
nice chat.
Top Dollar. I forget his name
Top
again.
Dollar.
That thing, he's like, watch this. And he just goes, whop, crashes through the barricade. Fantastic. Like any kid. Watch this, Dad. I can do a wheelie. No, you can't, son. You're going to die. Then he dies.
And he died. Yeah. You summed it up there. Yeah, Bronson Reed losing title that quickly is weird. But losing it to Swerve Scott, the issues with that. NXT is great again.
Yes,
In your house, Samoa Joe's come in and gone, right, I'm changing everything. I'm clearing up house. And it's like, yeah, yes, you have, Joe. Thank you very much, Samoa. And now on the last one, it's WWE Dynamite Part 2. Eddie Kingston and Penta beat the Young Bucks to secure a tag title shot, even though they're the tag champions. They're doing the WWE thing. And after interference from Brandon Cutler goes awry. The Young Bucks and Kenny Omega all have Lemmy mustaches.
Yeah.
Have they said why? Or is
They're
it
just trying to get people to
because-
hate them.
Oh, it worked. God.
Oh, it's fantastic, isn't it?
At uni, there was a bunch of lads who were branded themselves as the exiles because they didn't want to go to a college that was primarily state school students. They were like, oh, we didn't get into Oxbridge or whatever. That was their little group, right? It was mad. And to annoy people, they'd turn up at like our events and stuff, all wearing like suits but baseball caps as well to annoy people. And it did annoy us. And that's exactly the method that the elite have gone for here. They've all turned up with mustaches, no explanation, knowing that it'll rile us up. And it does.
I like the idea that they didn't want to go to your pathetic
So in Durham, there's different colleges and that, and Butler is not one of the traditional. I mean, the college I went to was established in like 2006, so it's not an old timey blah blah blah. And they called themselves the Butler Exiles because they were like, we're the Exiles. We want to be in Castle College or Hatfield, one of the cool old ones with all the Tories. It was weird, man. It was weird.
That's so weird. Yeah, I never thought that you'd hear stuff happening like that. But
No, it was a real thing.
Oh, wow.
I mean, but the thing is, they were just normal lads. Like, I was mates with one or two of them, but then on nights when it was the Exiles night out, it turned into an absolute arsehole. Swear
That's
down.
so great.
No, it's not. It was awful. I was like, my mate's actually a knob.
Sounds terrible.
They were. They'd wear these special... Why have I brought this up? They'd wear...
Story.
On nights out, they'd wear... On their social nights out, where only they were invited, they'd wear, like, rugby socks, but from two different rugby teams to show that you played for multiple rugby clubs in your time, yeah. Oh, God.
Oh, they went all in on that.
Oh, man. Oh, they had a motto that no one knows what it meant. It was like a secret motto. It's genuinely, like, it was so sad. It was like the saddest thing, man.
They need to grow up. They need to grow up.
Yeah.
Do you know what they're doing now?
I can have a look on Facebook.
That'd be great. I want to hear an update. Are they still part of the Exiles? Yes, they still got a group chat that's been going for over a decade.
I saw a few of them went to Wembley the other day. And it by the tiniest amount, it diminished my enjoyment of England's win because I thought they'll have had a fantastic day out of the Exile. But, no, they're probably all in Canary Wharf now, aren't they? Or something like that. Yeah.
I was giving them jobs.
I was weird. For more stories of the Butler, I'll tell one next week.
Thank you, Jack. Schiavone interviews Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky, the Men of the Year. Got that right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the name. Yeah, because the magazines and whatnot.
Right.
Magazines and.
I wonder where it came from
fancies.
because I was associated with this. Isn't that a film with Robin Williams?
No idea.
The,
Flubber.
It's a great film. It's not actually not. I watched it back a few years ago, and Robin Williams is fantastic in it, but the film itself has not aged well. It's actually bad.
It's one of those 90s films, isn't it? It's like you remember just like going to Blockbuster, it was always on a poster for some reason. So therefore, it was always a good film.
The bad guy in Flubber is Shooter McGavin from Happy Gilmore.
No.
It's the same actor.
NXT's LA Knight.
Yeah.
Shocker.
The Rock was in Flubber.
Yeah.
Page said... Oh, go on.
Yeah, his promo was a bit meh.
Yeah, Page says his coffin match with Darby is designed to destroy him mentally, since nothing seems to be able to stop him physically. Sting arrives with a coffin, probably his own, and Darby is inside. They attack the bad guys, and Page furiously claims that the match next week is off. If Darby behaves, maybe they'll have it at Fighter Fest. Ooh, tease.
That made him look like a real idiot. But I thought anyway. But it's obviously why they had to sort of pull what am I saying here? Change the plans because of what happened in Miami recently. So I think that was the right call. Not having a coffin match in Miami after what happened recently.
I didn't even think of that. Yeah, that makes total sense.
I think that's the reason why they actually did it. Yeah. So, but yeah,
fair enough.
Ethan Page has sacrificed his Men of the Year status and them getting there, and that's obviously the most important thing. Obviously. Sarcasm, just for those who can't spot the sarcasm.
Sarcasm. There we go. Jungle Boy wins the Jack Derby against Jack Evans. The Hardy family office attacks Jungle Boy, but Luchasaurus, Marco Stunt, and Christian save the day.
I'm worried now after what Ross has said that Christian's going to turn on him.
I hope he does. I'm bored of Christian already.
He's outworking everyone.
No, he's not though. Darby Allin outworks him.
Getting beaten up by everyone.
Yeah, it's like
Oh, Ross, you don't know what you're looking at. Look at the footwork. Look at the balance. Look at the poise.
Exactly. Yeah, I'll get told by FTR that Christian's ankles are lovely.
Yeah.
To be fair, we got sent some pictures from this week's Dynamite. No, that sounds really scandalous. It was the media pack, and when Christian's putting some moves on, whoever he's putting the moves on, his ankles are out there with his white sneakers, and my goodness, Christian's got some smooth ankles. But I'm ready for the sort of the whatever nickname he had in TNA to come back. The what was it? The
Captain Charisma?
Nope. Keep going.
The
Prime. What was it? I've gone blank here completely.
The Peeps man.
No, not the Peep Show.
The Peeps man.
The Instant Classic. It's come back. It was there.
Peeps man.
I'm trying to think. I can't think of his nickname.
Yeah,
the Instant Classic. I'm ready for that, Christian. Do something different, man. Boring old man.
I want the Peeps man to come out.
Christian goes, well, you may have challenged me, Matt Hardy, for a match at the Royal Rumble 2000, but I'm not man enough to defeat him. But I do have a replacement. And he's like, oh yeah.
I think you know him very well.
Peeps man.
Matt Hardy's like, no.
Probably taking bumps on the announcement.
Yeah.
That would look even better though with Christian's silly hood. We can't see where he's going.
Yeah.
Cactus Jack could see where he was going down the ramp. But Christian...
Oh, there was a time in TNA when everyone had those hoods. AJ, Daniels, Christian, the Peeps man.
You walk... Because you walk down the aisle and there's like the beat drops. Oh, it's him. It's a good thing.
Because they all had the same music, so it was hard to tell until they got down. Anyway,
Kenny Omega says that here we go. That there is nobody left in AEW who could possibly beat him. So he'll take some time off and defend his other titles for a while. Ooh, that's sweet. AAA and Impact Wrestling.
Has he got 4?
He's got 2 Impacts, hasn't he?
Yeah, because there's the Impact and the TNA one. With TNA one start off as a joke, but then Kenny's like, belt. So now he isn't for real.
Moose.
Okay.
Yeah, Moose should have.
Yeah. Then the Dark Order interrupt. An evil Uno, a mate of Maffew, says they know someone who could beat him. Kenny laughs it off. Pish, pish, blah, blah, blah. We don't know what you're talking about. Oh, no, I don't know. And later on, Hangman Page is annoyed at the Dark Order for teasing the title shot. Why are you doing that? I didn't tell you to do that. The Dark Order say maybe Hangman Page isn't afraid of Omega. Maybe he's afraid of failure.
Oh,
good.
Yeah.
Finally. I think we've been waiting for at least a year to happen. Dark Order go, no, all right, Hangman Page, you need to go face your destiny, which is being the next champ and beating Kenny Omega.
They need
that storyline we were doing ages ago,
Evil Uno needs to give Hangman the speech in Good Will Hunting that Ben Affleck gives to Matt Damon and say, you're so gifted that it's insulting if you stay here in the Dark Order with me. Go and be glorious, Hangman. You handsome, beautiful man. Yeah. I think that's what he says in Good Will Hunting.
Yeah. And then number 5 do you like apples? I like these apples. And just grabs his Jacobs run from him. It's like, that's not helping 5.
It's got me right. I wanted to buy a Hangman football shirt if there ever was one.
Yeah.
I don't think there is one though. There's a wonderful innocence to certain babyface acts in AEW, like Jungle Boy. I think that's what makes Jungle Boy so likable. Like an innocence, like, oh, it's a guy and his dinosaur friend. Dark Order, they're just a group of, formerly spooky, but just nerds now.
Yeah,
Endearing nerds.
Good nerds. Endearing good nerds. Good nerd hunting. And Hangman Page has that likability that Jungle Boy has.
Hangman has, but he's also like got a bit of Gareth Southgate about him because he's made mistakes. He's been hurt in the past, and this is his chance at redemption. And I really hope that they don't, because if this was WCW or Impact, the standard other promotion to WWE, right, throughout history, what they've always done for some reason in the South is they'll build up a babyface and then to swerve us marks, they'll actually have Omega win. And I hope they don't. AEW have been really good so far at just giving us the obvious and best story. And if they do it right, then Hangman will win.
Yeah.
But I'm so scared that he won't now, because everyone really wants him to and knows that he should. Yeah.
But you're right, like Gareth Southgate, he's had 13 months of hurt.
Yeah. Which in wrestling's ages, that.
That's been a while.
Long time.
What's the belt's name? Cody gave it a name, didn't he? The big title. Is it Big Charlotte?
Big Charlotte?
I'm sure it's Big Charlotte or something
Big
like that.
Charlotte.
I'm sure. Big Charlotte still gleaming.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Is the belt called Big Charlotte?
I'm sure he gave it a name, didn't he, when he was challenging for it?
I think I always associate the belt with Jack Whitehall because I think he brought out Brett to bring out the belt.
He did. And then Brett fell off the bloody ramp.
Oh, my God.
Oh, that was absolutely terrifying.
Don't remind me of that.
It was the same month he got attacked at the bloody Hall of Fame.
Yeah, he had a bad time.
Brett had a bad time. Poor Brett.
It had to be Jack Whitehall.
And even worse, later on that day, Shawn Michaels won £10 on a scratch card. It just sucked for Brett that week. God's favourite champion, Miro, successfully defends the TNT title against Brian Pillman Jr. Nothing wrong with this. Miro with new music. Miro with his gear that's finally been finished. Miro's promo on the last WWE Dynamite, where he went, "I'd like to thank God for making me so powerful and my wife for being so flexible." Miro now, never mind, the Kip Sabian thing never happened. All right, the Miro got now is splendid.
I don't want to say it, but I'm going to say it anyway. This is what Rusev should have been. It's a perfect blend of this, like, scary big monster man, but also a very funny, endearing man. It's like a perfect blend of, like, the ultimate man. The best man, some might say, but there we go. It's a fantastic package, and he's on fire at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he is. Britt Baker and Rebel face Nyla Rose and Vicky Guerrero. Okay. Rebel legitimately injures her knee in the match, is taken aback, but Britt manages to win anyway. Nyla beats her up afterwards and puts her through a table because she is the Charlotte of the AEW women's division.
Aye. So Britt's the face then?
Oh yeah, I think she's probably face now, right?
I don't know what I think of this.
I thought she was.
I don't know what I think of this at all.
She was the heel in the ascent to the title, was she not?
Yeah, but then she won it. It was a deafening pop for her winning. So
yeah, she's so popular but there was never a face turn moment.
Is she the Johnny Gargano of the AEW women's
don't
division?
say that.
Minus the 55 kickouts. Yeah, this was...
I don't know, the women's division AEW matches have quite a lot of kickouts, like, to be fair. Sheeta's matches did anyway. Loads. Yeah.
That was the Sheeta era.
This here was a matchup that did
Sheeta.
Oh, God.
Yes!
No.
Yes.
This match did now for me at all, because Britt Baker was throwing some haymakers, but she was throwing them on Vicky Guerrero, who was not a trained wrestler, and therefore made the haymakers look like... You know that bit in Jackass 1 where Ryan Dunn's about to fight the thing and he just goes on made it look like that. It was it was weird. I don't know why Vicky Guerrero was in there to begin with. It was a weird match to put on, but I hope Rebel's okay. Apparently she was out drinking, so she dislocates her kneecap, breaking up a pinfall during that match. It's obviously a horrible injury. She can't do anything. She's carried away by the medical staff. Presumably they click it back into place. I don't know how dislocated kneecaps work. And then she's out there drinking a couple of hours later with the AEW roster.
I'll tell you, women country music. I tore my knee to shreds. I'll drink my way to bed.
Got a Rebel fact for everyone. Rebel, because I was on her Wikipedia. I think I was looking at what she'd done before. I think I was trying to work out who she'd had the match with that was like the worst match in
Shelly Martinez.
Yeah, but she was also in the other section, or like the non-wrestling section. She was a dancer in the video for a country song called Honky Tonk Badonkadonk, which is about bums. So
I think I remember that.
No way.
Yeah.
Not only was she a dancer, but she was the lead dancer. Because I watched the...
How do we all know this?
Is it a shot of brandy?
Yeah.
Is it a shot of brandy, that YouTube show she does where she makes a drink? She was on there. making a strawberry rebel or something. I can't remember what it was.
Oh, she was the lead dancer in it.
The lead dancer. She was the one with the biggest badonkadonk, presumably.
I thought I was bringing a unique fact and you'd all go, whoa, but instead I've learned more. So, yeah.
Oh, you're not on the badonkadonk wagon?
Oh, yeah, I'm on the... Oh, God. I'm just going to stop there.
I forgot about that song, God. MJF faces Sammy Guevara in the main event. What a main event it was. Lots of kickouts and stuff. You'd think it was a Johnny Gargano. No, let's not say that. Sammy is about to win, so Sean Spears tries to get involved. Jericho gets up from commentary, which he's yelled at all night. Yeah, sorry. To stop him. He's been talking about all the women he blackballed to try coming to AEW for mocking him for landing on a crash pad. He is blindsided by Wardlow, who throws him to the ringside area. This distracts the ref, allowing Spears to hit Sammy with a chair and give MJF the win. This was a really good episode of AEW Dynamite, and this is the type of main event that they were putting out before the COVID thing happened. And I thought Sammy Guevara was going to win. I thought this was Sammy's coming out party. He's going to get a decisive win over the never-ending feud. But I forgot that the never-ending feud is never-ending. So
his dive cannonball thing over the crowd barrier, as Ross said, is he what was it? The machine in DT?
Oh, the CNC machine.
Yeah, that required some precision. Because that was
precise.
Yeah. Oh, hang on.
Is that?
Hang on.
Go on, Ross. Say something.
It's not, but it might.
What?
It's
right
actually
at the end of this.
It's actually second place. No, my move of the week doesn't actually come from any of the promotions we review. But we'll get to that in a second.
Okay.
I need to speak about this second rope tombstone pile driver from MJF, which how did that not end the match? I know I'm splitting hairs here a bit, but bloody hell, if there's one move to end a match, it's that move right there. But I can see why I don't know if it's just me, but I sort of rolled my eyes after a fantastic matchup where I saw more gang warfare after seeing all of the other gang warfare during the course of the night. But I get why they had to end the match that way, to keep sort of Sammy strong and valiant and this, that, and the other, because they're building him to bigger things in the future. But it's sort of like, we've seen it 50 times already in this show. Do we need to see it some more?
I get what you mean. Wait, what was your? I want to know.
Screw this match. What was the thing of the week?
Oh my! Oh baby!
My move of the week, it doesn't come from wrestling at all. Sterling to Kane.
Oh, God.
Kane to Grealish. Grealish out wide to Shaw. Shaw first time across the box to Sterling. It's 1-0 England. Ross Tweddle's move of the week is the opening goal in England 2, Germany 0. What a fantastic manoeuvre.
Sterling's reaction was so calm. Like, imagine you've scored that goal, you'd be like, what?
It's another example of VAR ruining the game, Jack. That's why I saw an interview with him where he said VAR.
Oh,
it was just in case
he's not popping off because
I thought he was just being a bit cocky. I thought he was just like, I'm Raheem Sterling. I'll score what I want.
It was just in case VAR ruled it out for because apparently he said he saw Kane over his shoulder, I think, and he was like, he's worried Harry Kane was offside and therefore might be interfering with play. So VAR.
In fairness, I didn't celebrate the second goal as it happened because I thought he was offside for the second one, but.
Didn't he do well to arch his neck back with that pass? Because that wasn't a too favourable ball from Jack Grealish. I thought so.
No, it was his left foot as well, wasn't it? And I think Grealish is right-footed. Oh God! Anyway, wrestling podcast, lads.
Wrestling.
But the RVD-esque dive from Sammy would have been my move of the week if it was a wrestling. But this is a special week for us English people.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, while it lasts. Come on, lads.
What? Don't say that.
Look, I got my hopes up in 2018. I'm just trying to.
2018 was a fantastic time, though.
Yes,
what a journey! What a journey it was.
Yeah.
Oh no, this wasn't meant to go in. I was about to go, just going to run to the toilet, but I thought we'd stop recording.
Oh no, we haven't. But while you go to the toilet, we can hit the intro for the next segment. Can't we?
All right then. Yeah, cheers, lads.
Let's have a rummage in our mail bags.
As if this segment wasn't long enough, let's have a little look in the mailbag.
Let's speed run it. Come on.
Go on. Speed run, yes.
No, the podcast needs to go longer. It's not long enough.
No, it's long enough now.
God. Hi guys.
Hello.
Fan of the channel for some time. In WWE, NXT, and AEW, who do you reckon the next champions will be for each championship? Keep up the top work. Matt from Macclesfield. P.S. Give Wilmslow Albion a follow. A fantastic grassroots football club in Cheshire.
Wilmslow Albion.
I knew
Wilmslow
someone.
Albion.
I went to uni with someone who lived in Wilmslow, who I don't know if it's a little like village in it, but his village was called Cheadlehum. Hello, I am from Cheadlehum in Wilmslow.
Where's Wilmslow? Whereabouts is it in the
Cheshire,
country?
north.
Cheshire.
Yeah.
So is it near the
northwest.
Welsh border if it's got names like that? Like,
Cheadlehum. 2 words. I think it's just Cheadlehum to
oh, right.
in layman's terms, but if you come from there, it's obviously Cheadlehum.
I guess
They
we'll
look
just
nice.
do the... Oh, nice.
They got a blog spot.
What
That's
colour is the kit?
Well, their flag is blue, red, blue. No, it's not, Maffew, you idiot. Red, blue, red with a little tree on it.
Oh, nice. Nice. I guess we should...
Wilmslow Albion sounds like a friend of Sherlock Holmes. Who gives him drugs. So thank you, Matt, from that. We'll be sure to support them soon. We'll go with the top champs.
I was going to
shall
say
we?
just
because
the main...
there's got 900 titles
Aye,
in the companies.
aye,
So
aye.
WWE on SmackDown then, Jack. Who do you think is going to be the next champ?
I honestly can't tell, but I will go for... Who's going to beat Roman?
That is a good question.
I started with the hardest one.
Yeah.
I'll say... Lesnar.
No.
Oh, Jack, how dare you?
Sorry.
I'll go for Gable Steveson. Roman's going to hold the title for that long. Gable Steveson will not only sign for WWE, he'll go through his initial training, through his performance center fine-tuning, his NXT career, and then go to the main roster and then ascend to the title. That's how long he's going to hold it.
Fair enough.
Fair dues. At this point, I have to go with them building up someone new and fresh to end the reign to make it worthwhile. So I will still believe in Big E.
Okay.
I am
I
stupid.
think he's going to go for Monday Night Raw him straight away after the summer in that draft. Delicious.
Ooh.
I can see that being good for him, actually. Yeah, if they're not going to do that.
Could it
Which
be The
leads us
Rock?
to Raw.
Would they put the belt on The Rock?
I hope
On
so.
what?
Oh,
Okay.
God.
Because he's the head of he's the real head of the family. He's The Rock.
Oh, yeah, that could be the feud, but, ultimately, Roman will be taking Dwayne's table.
Yeah.
Dwayne will have to relocate to the side. Or maybe the other head. Oh, no, it'd be the arse of the tail, wouldn't it?
I just feel like if WWE had a chance to make money, they'd put the belt on The Rock again.
No.
Okay.
I'd be even more mad at this than when Rock beat CM Punk.
I would be less
Be
mad
the
than
stupidest decision I could do.
Raw. Did you say?
Yes, like a tiger.
Lashley. Riddle. I'm gonna give it a Riddle.
Lesnar.
Oh.
Nah. At this rate, Kofi.
I'd love it. I would
very
love
hopeful,
it.
aren't I?
In the words of Kevin Keegan, but I would love it if Kofi Kingston beat him. I would love it.
Just can't see it. Just can't see it happen. I think the Almighty has his number.
Oh no, hang on. Riddle didn't qualify, did he, for Money in the Bank?
No.
Oh, well then I'll change my answer, because I thought they couldn't resist giving him loads of skits with the briefcase and stuff, and what's in my briefcase? Oh, it's a bong. So,
He just gets arrested.
aye.
Oh, that'd be great.
So,
You must be high if you think you can beat Lashley. MVP. There you go.
I'll go for, I guess Big E then. I'll say what Ross has said. I'll think go over to Raw and then...
Saucy.
NXT. Could be anybody really at this point.
It could be. It's a number of people, isn't it? I'll go for Gargano.
I'll go for... Dunn or O'Reilly. Dunn or O'Reilly.
Oh, I'm going with Dunn.
I'll go for O'Reilly then.
Yes.
Cool. Should we do the women's ones as well? Or are there just not enough? Or is just not enough women? Just not enough women.
It's already 5 hours into recording. No.
You're right. What was the other thing?
then
Did you
it'll
ask
be-
AEW?
AEW, yes. Kenny Omega's the current champ.
Oh,
Only
Hangman.
one man.
That's the Hangman.
Yeah, it's Hangman. Anybody else? Just no.
And then Jungle Boy for the TNT if we're going that far down.
Oh, I like it.
Good. I like that. I've seen Taz Vibes too on Twitter.
Yes. I thought you made that up. I thought that was you.
I'm so flattered when
After your washing machine
comes along and people go, "It's you, Maffew." It's not, but thank you.
After your washing machine one, it's very similar to that.
Oh, thank you.
When the washing machine explodes or whatever.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah,
What a good day that
good
was.
time.
That's all
Yeah,
it
it was
did.
good.
What a waste of my life. Hello, the three Muscadiddlers. Jesus. Hope you are having a tremendous Friday morning, cough evening. Hey. I have been a wrestling fan since the 95 Royal Rumble. Bloody hell, that kept you going? And had never missed a single show until the start of lockdown. Unfortunately, the Thunderdome was my final straw. I just can't concentrate with the least interesting cam models going on in the background. So I had to do something drastic and turn my attention to the past. And over the last year, I've watched every single FMW show I could find. It wasn't that hard. Marks love to pirate stuff. What? Sorry, blathering away on my question is, if you had the time, what out-of-business wrestling company would you go back and consume from beginning to end? Thank you for being the highlight of my Friday since the first episode. Keep on keeping on, your ginger friend, James from Berwick upon Tweed.
Thank you, James.
Thank you, James. Sorry if I said that a bit weird. There was absolutely no alliteration or... Is that the right word? When you use exclamation marks and commas.
Punctuation.
Punctuation. Oh, gee, well, don't mind a comment on anybody's usage of the English language. Sorry about that.
Alliteration's when...
Got the same
letters-
letter beginning at the
yeah,
start. Sorry.
Like carrying
DT,
cross.
English language. We do all the studies here.
Aye.
GCSEs. So, thank you very much, James.
Thank you, James.
What would be a company you could go back and watch from the beginning?
Can't have been that long a one, because I don't want to...
Yeah, I'll do it.
Lucha Underground.
Oh,
Lucha.
No. Oh, that's a good one.
Lucha Underground. It's something I want to do, but when you're in this job, and this is going to sound horrible to the people listening, but when you're in this job, the last thing you want to do when you get home is watch wrestling. You want to get away from it and not get burned out, so I just haven't brought myself to do it yet. But one day, I'll watch some Lucha. I don't know why I'm saying it like that. Lucha Underground.
Mine was going to be Lucha Underground, but I'll go for... it's the perfect, because it didn't go on for too long as well. It's like a perfect length. I'll say every episode of Cartoon Network cartoon Mucha Lucha, which from the early 2000s. Do you remember that?
No.
Do you remember Mucha Lucha?
Nah, no idea.
The main character was called Ricochet. Weirdly enough.
No.
There was three they all went to wrestling school. The idea of the show was that growing up in Mexico, you go to wrestling school as a child. And it was like Ricochet, Buena Girl, and the Flea. The Flea just wore like a minging rabbit onesie, and he was like the comic relief. Maffew, are you Googling Mucha Lucha?
No, someone just tried to ring me, and
sorry.
I did the sensible adult thing of going, "Who the hell's this?" And I've Googled. I know who it is. It's all right.
Who was it?
It's a travelling man in town, probably to tell me that I've got something.
Oh, right. Oh, fair enough. Anyway, sorry, I can't think of one, because mine would really be Lucha Underground as well. Maffew, what would yours be?
Mine would be... I'm not going to do an entire run, but... Because someone asked this on the... someone asked this...
WX.
Oh, I see. No, that's a good one. But I was going to go with going back... No, you can't. You have to pirate anything because it's on the network or the cock if you're in America. WCW 1996 Nitro... Not the very beginning of the year, because there's a fair amount of rubbish, like the uncensored big old cave match. But everything from when they go 2 hours plus and a little man called Scott Hall decides to show up in the Canadian tuxedo, that's jeans and jeans, if you don't know, and starts talking about some other guy coming in and they're going to invade and stuff like that. Because it is wrestling at its most put together, most well booked, matches are great, everything is perfect. Sometimes the planets align, everything comes together and everything just works.
So you're saying the NWO era?
Yes.
When does that end though? That's a tricky bit.
When you get sick of it.
Yeah.
That's a good question. When did the NWO end? That's something for wrestling bios to take on, I believe, because it all gets a bit weird.
Cultaholic, who have done a video narrated by me. It is on the channel now. You can go and watch it if you want, and Maffew can start plugging other channels that he doesn't work.
Oh, sorry. What's that video called then?
It's the rise and fall of the NWO.
Oh, you actually talk about the fall of it. Fantastic.
It's an original concept which has never been seen before elsewhere.
That's what they call.
But some people need to know about it because it was such a long, huge angle with so many people involved. People do go, well, how did it end?
Who sang that? Sorry. The Rise and Fall. The Rise and Fall. It's like Craig David or someone. The Rise and Fall.
Sting and Craig
yes!
David.
Was it Sting and Craig David? Wow.
Big Gordon. That's what they call the
Rise and Fall. The Rise and Fall.
So Sting the Rise and David the Fall?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Must be, yeah.
Sweet. NWO talk only on Cultaholic YouTube.
Ah, Sting.
And Sting, yes. Sting and Craig David talk only on Cultaholic. Hi lads, thanks for the great content you produce on a daily basis. I listen to the podcast every week. It's the best way to end the work week, as it comes out here in the US with just a couple of hours left of my workday on a Friday.
With just 6 hours left of my workday on a Friday.
My question is about your viewing of American wrestling promotions and having to stay up through the night to watch it live.
Oh, this is good.
When was the first time you decided to stay up late and watch a WWE/other promotion show live? Was this done because you're working as a wrestling YouTuber? If not, what made you decide that that was a show you had to watch live? Thank you again for all you do to keep wrestling fans like me entertained and keep up the great work. Cheers. Fill in, are you ready for it? Cincinnati, Ohio.
Ohio.
Thank you, Ohio. I know the answer to mine.
This is a good question. Yeah, go on, go for it.
It was a kid, and I was just like, weren't allowed. It was at the point where I moved in with my dad, and my dad was like, "You're not watching wrestling," and I was like, "All right, fine." But I saw, look at the big old TV guide that would come with the newspaper in the weekend. Sunday Night Heat starts. It's either 1 or 2 on Sunday. I'm like, oh, okay, great. I'll stay up and watch that on my TV. Sunday Night Heat. Wrestling, it'll be amazing. You know, it's 2002-ish, I want to say. So, you know, So I stayed up all night with college in the morning, or working, whatever I had to do in the morning. It's a long time ago, I forget. I think I was down the pit back then. And I was watching it, and I was like so excited. It's nothing. It wasn't even like a good program like Real Sex or anything like that, like usually like on a Friday night for a person like myself. Eventually it comes on, and I got rewarded with clips from Raw about promos that happened that were very unexciting. And the special match we got, the extravaganza, the thing that made you stay up that late to watch, was Scotty 2 Hottie and Albert, the hip hop hippo, wrestle some jobbers.
Nice.
And then he had a small wrestler come in, and he would run around as Albert did the giant swing, and the crowd went pretty silent, actually. And so did I. I never stayed up late to watch that show over again. That's
a good one, though. Just a good memory. Happy memes.
The hip hop hippo.
Mine was I never did it. You know, like my first run as a wrestling fan. I never stayed up to late to watch it. I'd always tape whatever, or like, you know, but I never stayed up like really late to watch it. And then when I got back into it, I remember the thing that got me back in properly was the whole like CM Punk angle, and I didn't stay up for Money in the Bank, the famous Money in the Bank, because I was like away somewhere. I think I was on like a holiday, like an English holiday, but like a holiday in some camp somewhere. And then I remember not wanting to check the results until I'd watched it, but I didn't stay up late to watch that. But I stayed up to watch the next one, or the one after it, maybe. I stayed up to watch the one where CM Punk lost to Triple H, and I remember thinking, and feeling really deflated about it, thinking like, why had Triple H beat this really exciting new guy? And that set me up for a decade now of crushing, horrible disappointment. So it started off like, well, I didn't pay for it though. Should I say that? Should I admit that on video?
It's alright, no one's listening.
Fair enough. Well, you certainly weren't, so. Ross.
Oh, it was a great story that you just told. It's just I'll tell my friend that I'm going to be a bit late because it's the longest podcast we've ever done.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, I know. Ross.
Mine was the Raw after WrestleMania X8 because I went round to a sleepover at my friends who had Sky. I didn't have Sky. And I was like, we should stay up and watch that Raw show live on Sky Sports. And he was like, no, we can't, man. We need to go to bed because my man will tell we're off. But we stayed up, didn't we? We saw Hulk. It was the one where Hulk Hogan did the promo and he starts crying. He comes out to his NWO, and he's like, "Oh, thank you, all the Hulkamaniacs," and all the crowd. I think it's because it's in Canada, so they're all going mental because they're all crazy and whatnot and rowdy and stuff. And it was 2002, and yeah, I watched that. Well, not all of that Raw, but much of that Raw, because obviously we fell asleep because I was 9 at the time, being a naughty boy.
Fair enough.
It's amazing when you think back then. Oh yeah, I just stayed up till 1 a.m. and then went to school or whatever the next day. I'm like, what? I did what? On 3 hours sleep. I can't do that now.
I did that my first What Culture one. When I first worked there, my first working pay-per-view was the Rumble of 2015. And me being that keen to impress the bosses and whatnot, why I ever did that, I've got no idea. If I stayed up all night and live tweeted the Rumble on the social media, then went to worked a full day in the office as well, on no sleep. Could you imagine doing that for that fella?
Were they like, wow, Ross, that was amazing.
I bet he was well grateful though.
Got lots of thanks and
lots of praise for that.
Plenty of time back and stuff, you know. Used to always get my holiday back. What an arsehole. Terrible guy.
That's a little Easter egg for people who've listened for this long. They get some real gossip.
Terrible guy. But yeah, awful human being. Yeah, that was the Raw after WrestleMania X8.
Do the Reese's Pieces, Matthew. Just move on. Quick. That was mailbag at cultaholic.com to join in.
Yeah, there we go. Cool. So now we have
I've kept quiet.
No.
Hello, esteemed members of the Cultaholic Weekly Wrestling Video Podcast. Hey, that's us. My Reese's Pieces is pretty straightforward. Below are the names of various wrestlers and 2 options. One is their actual birth name, and the other is a made-up name. All you have to do is pick the right one and name, and the one with the most correct answers will be the winner. Ooh, sounds good to me. Who was that from? Thanks for playing. Hope you guys enjoyed that. That is from Barricade Climax GA. Now, is Barricade a silly name or not? Because that actually could be a real name.
Well, Barricade.
Barricade.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah.
I can see a wrestler called Barricade.
Yeah.
Barry's such a great name, isn't it? Hello.
Yeah.
My
name is Jim.
Barry. Yeah. Barry.
Powerful.
If I was a wrestler, my name would be Alan Key. So I can't really laugh at Barricade. So, all right. Well, we'll go.
Imagine having a baby and calling it Barry for that.
I think that was Nigel.
Yeah. At the time, though, it must have been acceptable.
Yeah. You never hear of someone born after sort of 1970 being called Nigel, do you?
No.
Sorry, Don. If you do have the name Nigel, please let us know at mailbag@cultaholic.com.
Yeah, if you are a Nigel born in the last 20 years or 30 years, let us know, because you are rare.
Yes, please let us know, and let us know what industries your dad owns. So, fingers on the buzzers. Macho Man Randy Savage. Was his real name Randall Laverne Poffo or Randall Mario Poffo?
Right, are we taking turns or are we buzzing?
We'll go you and we'll alternate. So Jack first this time and then Ross first.
I'll go for Laverne then.
I'll go for Mario.
And you'd be right, Ross. It was a Mario.
I knew
Mario.
Ross is good with wrestlers' names. It's like a bit of a speciality of his. This is not going to be good. It's not going to go well for me, this.
It's because I stalk them all.
Yes. No, if we do this with wrestlers' dogs' names, it's going to Goldberg you.
I got asked this week because you seen Dustin Rhodes' dog.
I saw you.
My God, that Dustin Rhodes is 6'6", and that dog is every inch of 6'5", at least. Fantastic scenes. I got asked to do a wrestler's tier list for dogs, and I'm sure people would get annoyed after like an hour of watching, just seeing all of the dogs in the top tier. I don't think it's a concept that works as a video.
I'd like that.
We'll do it, Matthew. Do you want to be in the video?
I'd love to be a dog.
He does not want to be in the video. He's got better things to do than being more Cultaholic content.
No, he meant he'll be in the video as one of the dogs.
Oh, as one of the dogs.
It was a quick-witted riposte from our friend Maffew.
Stupid comment, which is the thing that's keeping me in this bloody company. So, Austin Theory, Austin White, or Austin Averill?
I'll go for Austin.
No. Ross goes first.
Oh no, Jack goes first. Oh, we alternate, are we? Oh, yeah. Austin White. Austin White.
I'll go for Austin White as well.
You'd both be right.
Okay.
With White.
All white on the night.
Velvet Sky. Is it Crystal Bonnie Gargano, George, I can't be right, Georgiana, I believe, Gargano, or Jamie Lynn Scientology. Oh, why have they given me names to read? Jesus, is it A or B, Jack?
I don't know.
What's B?
I said them so well.
No, it's
I'll
me.
do it again. Crystal Bonnie Georgiana or Jamie Lynn Szantyr. Xantyre.
Yeah,
Xantyre.
I'll go. That second one sounds too obscure for him to have made up, so I'll go for that one.
I'll go for Jamie Lynn.
You both be right.
Oh,
There you go. So Ross up next. Darby Allen. Is his real name Samuel Ratch or Noah Weston?
Samuel what?
Ratch. R-A-T-S-C-H.
I'll
Ratch.
go for that one, just in the hope that in a previous life he was a news reporter.
I'll go for that one as well because it sounds a little bit like German or Polish, and Darby Allin is very fair and blonde, very European looking.
Very European looking, and you'd be right. He is a Ratch. Jim Duggan. James Edward Duggan Jr. of the Duggan family, I guess. Or James Sullivan Stewart Sr.
I think, is it me first or is it Ross first?
It's you.
I think I'm going to go for the more obvious first one because the second one sounds like he's made it up.
I'm going to go for Jim Duggan as well.
He is James Duggan.
This is like more of a test of psychology rather than guessy games. Yeah.
Ross, it's you next. Mike Awesome.
Oh,
Michael Wharton Dillon or Michael Lee Alfonso?
could you imagine if his name was Alfonso now? How ironic would that be? I've got no idea on this one. You think I know this one, but I don't know this. I'll go for the first one.
I'll go for the second one. My reasoning: Mike Awesome, I think, is from the East Coast. A lot of Italians around the East Coast.
And you're right again.
Oh my god!
Really crazy, isn't it?
Come on. Well, I just thought as well the first one again sounded a bit too normal. And Ross actually got that answer right for me because Ross has taught me that a lot of wrestlers' real names are more exciting than their ring names.
Oh,
Right, Ricky Steamboat's real name, of course, being Dick Blood.
Yep, Liv Morgan's is the one that sticks in my mind.
Gianna Jean Daddio is her real name.
Daddio.
Oh, that's right.
I know that off by heart. There's a list on cultaholic.com somewhere. Well,
That's right. Just Google Dick Blood and we'll come up. Low Key.
Oh no.
This is you, Jack. Myron Walter or Brandon Silvestri? Silvestri? Silvestri.
He looks like Mikhail Silvestre, the footballer, so I'll go for the other one because that's too much of a coincidence.
So you're picking Myron Walter?
Yeah. Ross, do you not think he looks like Silvestre?
not at all, no.
Okay, fair enough then.
They're both bald and athletic. I think that's as far as I
Aye,
go with those
and
two.
quite small. Aye.
What more do you want?
I'll go for the second one.
And you be right, Ross.
Ah.
I can't believe you just went like Silvestri sounds Italian.
What?
Silvestri sounds Italian to me.
He's French, wasn't he, Silvestre?
Michael Silvestre was, but Silvestri. Did he say
Oh, Silvestri. Ah,
Did
right.
he say
right.
Silvestri?
Yeah, it's got a Y on the end, though. So maybe...
Damn! That would have made
Damn it,
all the
I'm
difference.
the reason you didn't get that. I apologise, Joe.
No, it's fine. No, it was my
Dakota
own.
Kai. Is she Diana Dakota Lacey or Cheery Georgina Crowley?
I know this
Cheery.
one. It's just Cherie.
C-H... Oh, C-H... Why am I reading
Cherie.
this one? C-H-E-R-E-E.
It's
Like
Mrs.
Cherie Blair, the
like-
Queen of our nation.
Like Mrs. Harry
Jesus.
Kuehl. What's she called off Emmerdale? She was called Cherie, wasn't she? Mrs. Harry Kuehl.
Cherie, not Cherry then. All right, okay.
Cherie.
Louise
yes.
No, wait, that's not Harry. What am I talking about?
That's Jamie Redknapp's.
Jamie Redknapp, sorry, yeah.
Harry Kuehl's missus was on Emmerdale. Her first name's Cherie. And
Cherie.
Dakota Kai's name is also Cherie.
Well, in this case, I'll just go for that one as well because Ross knows it. But that
You'd
feels,
be
that, feels
right,
so,
you-
that feels so cheap.
It's because I can't. I was watching something on YouTube and someone was like, "I can't believe that Dakota Kai is 33 years of age. She looks like she's in her early 20s." And I was like, "Yeah, she does look really young." And it turns out, no, she is 33 years of age. I know it's rude to say a lady's age in public, but Cherie is 33.
She looks fantastic.
She does.
Good for her.
Good for her, Cherry. Lance Storm. Lance Timothy Evers or Lance Ethan Lloyd, Jack?
Lance Ethan Lloyd.
I'll go for Evers. Everrise.
They're both dual names, so it could work for Lance. It is Timothy Evers.
Yes.
Oh.
Everrise, Canada.
I just thought Evers was already a wrestling name, Rachel Evers. But did she take that because in honour of Lance Storm, maybe?
Maybe. Maybe she was trained by Lance, or maybe I'm making stuff up. Who knows? Bobby Lashley.
Oh, God. I thought he was called Bobby Lashley.
Yeah, I thought this was true. Robert Frederick Lashley or Franklin Roberto Lashley?
Second one. Franklin.
First one, please, God.
It's the second one.
He's not. His middle name is not Roberto. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Franklin Roberto Lashley.
Where else could Bobby come from? It's got to be Roberto.
Yeah. Well, obviously. Spike Dudley. Lucas Spencer Dawson or Maffew Jonathan Hyson?
Maffew Jonathan Hyson, because it sounds like the bloke has seen the real one and then created the first one out of that by using that second name as inspiration. But then he's put that one first, so we think that he... I'm thinking too hard about this. The second one, please.
Maffew Jonathan Hyson sounds like he would have studied historical literature or whatever he says when he's got blood coming down his forehead.
Yeah, he does some Shakespeare, so... Yeah, you're both right. Maffew Jonathan Hyson.
I'm a psychological wizard.
Certainly are. That was the winter of our discontent, blah, blah, blah. Tay Conti, Tainara, Mello, why have you given me these names? Di Carvalho, Carvalho. Carvalho. Or Teresa Angelica Cielo Lorenzo.
First one for me, Jeff.
I'll go second then.
Thanks, Chris. It is Tainara. Mello.
First one.
The first one, yes.
Oh, he's brought it back. He's brought it back.
Well done. Sami Zayn.
Oh, I know this one, I think.
Yeah.
Is it Sami Neely or Rami Sebai?
Yes, that one.
Big Rami.
It is. I know that. I don't know how you guys know it. From the Young Bucks book, they refer to him by his real name. Entirely through
Kevin Owens calls him Rami in interviews as well.
Oh, there's been some high spots interviews where he goes, "Oh yeah, it was me, Everrise, beep." Oh no, please edit that out. I can't say his name, his real name. So, I was just calling him a rude word. I don't know. Headbanger Thrasher, of all the people, yeah.
I think I'll know this once you've.
Oh, okay, yeah, you probably will actually. Glenn Ruth or Charles Warrington.
Well, that is the real name of both the headbangers.
I think, he's done a good job here. Which one's
Thrasher?
which?
I'll go for Glenn.
I'll go for Glenn because I think Mosh was also Chaz, and that Charles Chaz. So I'll go for Glenn Ruth for Thrasher.
You both know your headbanger as well. Glenn
Oh
Ruth.
yes.
Michael McIntyre, the third headbanger.
He's McIntyring up. Steve Austin, the last one. Stephen James Anderson Williams, or is he Stephen Jonathan Williams Austin?
First one is
First
Stephen
one.
Williams, yeah.
Yes, so we all know the Stephen Williams
Everyone
one there,
knows
so a bit of an
the
easy one there. Yep. Or Stephen James Anderson.
But it was an
Williams.
interesting quiz, though.
It certainly was. Thank you very much, Barricade. Thank you for having such a cool name. Do you know your name sounds... Whatever. If you have any of the Reese's Pieces, please send them to mailbag@cultaholic.com.
It's Cultaholics.
Big question.
What a long podcast.
Aye, lads.
And it's just a bit more length to go. Don't worry. What is going to be the best card next week? Is it going to be AEW's Road Rager or NXT's Great American Bash 2021? Let's have a look at the cards. Road Rager, currently the card is scheduled as Chris Jericho and MJF are going to have a face-to-face standoff. I'm sure nothing will happen there. Let's have a nice discussion. The Inner Circle with Conan will take on The Pinnacle with Tully Blanchard. Ooh. Orange Cassidy and Chris Statlander versus The Blade and The Bunny. Are we doing the reaction noises, Ross?
I haven't been, no. But if you want me to start, I can do, man.
That'd be great. People like those noises, I believe.
All right.
Andrade El Idolo, a.k.a. Andrew, as GR called him that one time, versus Matt Something. That's what Andre called him.
Oh.
Thank you. South Beach strap match. Cody Rhodes versus QT Marshall.
Not interested in the slightest.
Thank you. AEW World Tag Team Championship. The Young Bucks with Brandon Cutler and Dodgy Mustaches versus Penta El Zero Miedo and Eddie Kingston with that Alex lad.
Grr. Get him. Kill him. Get them little scoundrels.
Thank you, Ross. That's the card so far. Probably looks pretty much finalised there. What do you think would be the best match there, Jack?
Just on that one, I'll go for that tag team title match, I think. Yeah. What about you, Ross?
I'll go for the same. Very much looking forward to that. I hope that's twice as long and just helps you to forget about the strap match.
You're not a fan, are you?
Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. I couldn't be any less of a fan of anything they do with all of that.
That's fair enough. Who can blame you? Yeah, I'm looking forward to that tag title thing. The thing I'm most looking forward to in AEW the next coming weeks, when they're doing all these super shows on the road, is ending some of these feuds that they've had going for a fair few months now. The Elite versus Eddie and his crew. Inner Circle versus Pinnacle. If that could end, that'd be great. Men of the Year versus Darby. They're being good, but we've had 2 pay-per-views worth of these same feuds. It's time to go. So,
Rest in peace, Clive.
rest in peace. R.I.P. And in 2021 Great American Bash, we have Kyle O'Reilly versus Adam Cole.
Oh, God, the noises. Gristle. There's a noise for you.
Thank you, Ross.
Whatever noise Gristle makes.
Kind of a word.
It's more of a feeling. MSK defend their tag titles against Tommaso Ciampa and Timothy Thatcher.
That is the noise for Ciampa and Thatcher winning. A good old grr.
Yeah. In fairness, is the noise for MSK coming out. Boo! The Way, Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell take on Io Shirai and Zoe Stark for the tag team women's titles.
Ole! Which was supposed to sort of resemble Strictly Come Dancing, because I expect that one to be very pretty on the eye in terms of the sequence of manoeuvres that takes place. Like on a ballroom. What noises do you hear in a ballroom? Apart from the clip.
DJ Khaled.
Bruce Forsyth was obviously a massive fan of DJ Khaled.
What do you hear at ballroom? Boom, boom, boom. Let me say hey, oh.
Well,
There you go.
Do we both know what Strictly Come Dancing is?
That's playing when in Street Fighter the movie that plays.
I wondered if someone was going to say it.
It's when they're having the arms trade, isn't it? Yeah. Oh,
he's the greatest fighter since Iron Fist. Oh yeah? Whatever happened to him? He retired and became me.
Oh,
LA Knight versus Cameron Grimes. Singles match for the $1 Million Championship. If Grimes loses, he will become Knight's butler.
Crack! Which is the noise of Jack's finger snapping off his hand.
No, Grimes
will... Ow, I regret this decision. The noise of Jack regretting his decision.
Grimes will lose.
You have to learn how to type differently with the other fingers. Then.
Yes, I'm scared.
You should be.
Yeah.
No, I think you'll be all right. You and your fingers, the rest of you'll be fine because LA Knight beating Cameron Grimes with a butler. Maybe LA Knight will have someone join him other than just Grimes to further antagonize him so he can get the win. That'd be nice.
Farouk.
Yes.
The Rock will call
right.
in a favour from Farouk.
Where I was going then?
I just thought you meant Ron Simmons would turn up.
Yeah, Ron Simmons turns up. But yeah, no, I like the idea of the... Who do you think could be it on the NXT roster? It's just LA Knight in this.
Well, I would have said Malcolm Bivens, but now he's obviously Diamond Mine's mouthpiece.
Alex Riley would have been a shoe-in, but he's run his mouth.
Who's up there? Who could be a lackey for The Rock on NXT? This is going to be fantastic if people, because obviously people skip segments on the podcast. We learn this each and every week. If people skip to This Week in Wrestling section, The Rock, who would assist The Rock on the NXT roster? Taya Valkyrie.
Oh.
Okay. That's good. That's a very good shout. Yes,
Yeah.
she's all
So
about
they-
the money as well.
Yeah, that's a whole thing.
God, I
It's in
should
a
go
name.
Frankie Money.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, it works really well.
And together they
Forgot to
make
change
$1 billion babies like the Alice Cooper song. Yeah.
Yes.
On the kitchen counters.
Oh, there's
The
not
kitchen counters, wrapping it all up. All comes together in the end, doesn't it?
just as we planned.
Nah. Twizzle,
Anyway,
twizzle,
I
twizzle.
can't think of a better answer than her. That would be fantastic.
Yeah. There's money in that. Banana stand. So, that is Great American Bash. I'm looking forward to it. These specials they did. Last year was the one with
Keith.
Yeah, Keith Lee winning everything.
Oh,
And
which
that-
we knew because yeah.
And that lad got fired
because someone tweeted. Oh.
and got replaced by Wanky. What was he? Oh,
Wanky.
Shanky. It was Shanky, wasn't it?
Wanky.
Sorry, Shanky. It was Shanky, isn't it, on Monday Night Raw?
Yeah, I think it was- yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Freudian
Oh,
slip
what?
there.
You mean the guy who appeared once with Jinder Mahal and they haven't been seen since?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
So
happened with that?
the guy who tweeted the spoiler was in, I forget what the tag team was called. when
Indus Sher.
Indus when Bivens was the manager, and he I think got released, and then
I think he got replaced.
Shanky came in and replaced him. Not
Yeah.
Wanky, not Wanky
And
at all.
it replaced him for one appearance on Raw. Bless. I'm not sure what's happening with that.
Yeah, they were gingered this week, were they?
No.
Strange.
Don't get that. Got to have time for Jackson Riker in his sexy boots.
When we now say which show is the better of the two cards, should we all say it at the same time to see if we'll?
Yeah, that'll
say
be
the-
fun.
Ooh,
Go on then.
okay.
I'm just trying to do a podcast, right?
Yeah, you're podcasting well. 3, 2, 1.
AEW.
NXT.
Oh.
Oh wow.
I genuinely thought we were all going to say NXT. You've both gone for AEW there. I'm
Can
intrigued.
we look at the NXT card again? Yeah, you know what? Yeah, wait, what talk about? Thatcher and Jabra going to win the tag titles.
Say the AEW one again. I've forgotten half the matches on AEW.
Yeah, it was pretty much the tag title match and then some other stuff. Andrade, Matt something, South Beach Trap. Well, yeah, you know about that one. Orange Cassidy and Chris Statlander versus the Blade and the Bunny. And the Inner Circle, get it on one more time, and then Jericho.
I
and
have
Jeff.
made a huge error. NXT is going to be the better card.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, Jack, thank you for letting us do a redo. Yeah, let's do that
It's
again.
fine.
1, 2, 3.
NXT! Yeah! For life! Point at the guy!
That's right.
We are
It's
not your
coming.
kind.
It's
We are not your
coming.
kind. Poppy. That card on paper is a lot better. Sorry, NXT and Triple H and people.
Yeah, sorry, Tripper. So the £4 meal deal you send us every week to say nice things about NXT.
Try.
And well, that is sadly the end of the
It's been
podcast
long
extravaganza. Well done for making it all the way through. Well, I've had a lovely time. Jack, how are you spreading the loveliness across Cultaholic this week?
Well, next week Owen's back, and we'll be resuming our journey on Wednesdays from 6 p.m. with Cultaholic FC. Also on Monday, I believe, a thing is going out on the podcast feed, I think, which is the start of a new series with rotating guests. But the constant will be Mitch, Cultaholic's editor-in-chief, chairing essentially a debate between two guests. And this time, in the first episode, it's me versus Andrew. So we'll have to see who came out on top in that scenario. But yeah, check that out. It comes out on Monday, I think, on the podcast feed. And the topic, can I reveal the topic? Probably. We're 4 hours into a podcast. The topic is, was WWE right to never turn Cena heel? I'm arguing that they were right. Andrew's saying they were wrong. It's gonna be
He would
good.
know about turning heel, so fantastic.
Exactly.
Wonderful. Looking forward to that. Also good to see you and Owen back together again. Reunited.
Yeah, I've
So
missed
good.
him. Yeah. Yep. The flat's just fallen into disrepair without him, right?
know.
Yeah.
The state here. Ross.
All's being well, there will be a Straight to Hell out on Sunday, which I'm due to record at 5 p.m. today, so I won't say who it is, just in case they cancel late in the day, which happens more than you may think it does. But I'll give you a clue. Join us. That's not a Cultaholic reference, it's a different one.
Oh.
Join us with the hand thing. Twitch, I'll be back on Wednesday because the streaming setup will be back up. That's why there wasn't one this week, because the streaming setup was, dismantled after Hell in a Smell 4. There'll be a tier list with myself and Andrew going through WWE Major Console games, which I know what you're thinking. Ross, you haven't played them. It turns out I've played just about them all, because I had a childhood where, It was only FIFA, and it was wrestling games and GTA. So there you go. And then there'll be a couple of voiceovers, I think, going up next week as well, looking at the rise and fall of TNA and the rise and fall. No, that'll be a couple of weeks' time. I'll not say what the next one is, but the rise and fall of TNA, I think, is the next one on that series. So a few things, but I'm on holiday next week, so I won't be on the podcast next week. There'll be somebody else sat here.
I'm on holiday next week, but not on Thursday and Friday, so I will be back on the podcast next week.
I have nothing else better to be doing, so I will be here, no matter the guest.
I was debating working Friday just to do the podcast, but I was thinking, no, all the legwork you need to put in to watch all of the wrestling. I'm thinking,
oh my god,
yeah. So I'm taking the full week off, so I imagine it'll be Adam, probably.
Or Tom, maybe. It's usually Adam, Tom, or Sam, isn't it?
Breaking all the rules that he sets for everybody else.
I was going to say, if it's Bachiti or Tom, there's a chance that they'll see the length of this one and go, I could do better.
You're
than
on.
that. Let me tell you my entire life story leading up till now. Can't wait for that. I'll be streaming something on Saturday. I don't know what. It will not be more Alex Kidd remastered because I played it and it was Alex Kidd exactly the bloody same, as it turns out. And no, life's too short to play more 1986 platforming, so that was a waste of 15 quid. But I will find something else to play and grumble at, and hopefully you can join us. Wait, join us? That's that other thing we say at the end of the show, isn't it? Along with, please send all your questions and thoughts and pieces to mailbag@cultaholic.com. Nice. And you can vote for those 3 fabulous picks at patreon.com/cultaholic.
Wow.
And after we do that, then there's that thing where...
That was class, that. You were really... That's the cleanest you've ever done it, that.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that, Jack.
That's all right.
I'm never doing it again that good. And that's that bit where we put our hands towards the cameras. And after a count of 3, we end the show by going... Join us.
Join us.
Join us.
I didn't do the 1, 2, 3. Sorry, I'm getting tired. 1, 2, 3. Bagga, 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 bagga. No one cares about this bit anyway.